Hey everybody, and welcome to D4, where I, Dustin,
And I, Devin, co-DM a 5th edition game of
Dungeons and Dragons.
Dun, dun, dun. All right. June is the time of the Geminis. So the two twins, Castor and Pollux, seemingly always at war with each other. And for some of us out there, that war could be decided between two epic sets of dice. Well, with our discount code over at Die Hard Dice, we make it easier to purchase both in order to quiet that storm. So use discount code D4JUNE, that is the full June, at checkout for 10% off your purchase.
And you've all waited patiently, and we are happy to announce episode 2 of the D4 recap will be airing tonight during break, and it is already on YouTube. So please make sure you check that out. But please make sure to stick around and watch the silly stick puppet style animation we have been working on.
And we're going to throw it over to Rhea real quick to talk about something very important.
Hi, everybody. As you may know, or if you don't, I just want to come on and let you know that it is officially Pride Month, something very near and dear to me. In case you were wondering, like I said last week, I am transgender. So Pride means a lot to me, and I just want to go ahead and highlight over this month, I want to highlight a couple of people in this community and a couple of things like outreach programs that are helping keep people like me and people who don't necessarily have places to go have a roof over their head. So I want to tell you this week about a wonderful tabletop one-shot happening coming up on June 9th at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I know it's weird. We're Eastern and I'm highlighting something in Pacific Standard Time. It's weird. And that is run by the beautiful Kate Welsh. And excuse me, my throat is so dry all of a sudden. And they have all their players, Jeremy Crawford, Tristan Falcone, Omega Jones, one of my closest friends. I love him. AJ Lamarck and Anthony Rapp. They're adventuring through the Forgotten Realms for the C Team's Pride Special. And during that game, all the proceeds will be going to benefit the Lambert House. If you don't know what the Lambert House, it's a beautiful, beautiful safe house community center where lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, asexual, queer, and anyone questioning anything in those categories or under the rainbow umbrella can go for safety, for warmth, for shelter. And that benefits people from ages all the way from 11 to 22, which is amazing. Sorry, I'm getting emotional all of a sudden. I didn't think I was going to get emotional during this. But yes, that's going to be happening on the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Penny Arcade. That's PENNY Arcade. It's a lovely group of individuals, and I'm really happy that they're doing this for the Lambert House because it's a beautiful outreach and a beautiful charity thing that's happening. I just wanted to highlight them and tell everyone that during this month, especially, be excellent to everyone who's under that rainbow umbrella, because during the year, y'all, we face a lot of hard stuff. Thank you for giving me your time. I love you all.
You baby.
And with that, let's hear from our sponsors.
Hey, we're giving away another players bundle. Put in that hashtag Beyond in the chat right now and try to win yourself another players bundle from D&D Beyond. For those of you who don't know, despite the fact that we've been giving it away for weeks, months, years, forever now. Thank you, D&D Beyond, for being so generous. It's got everything you could possibly need to be a good player in it. The Player's Handbook, Xanathar's Guide to Everything, Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide, Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, 13 classes, 90 subclasses, 120 spells, feats, backgrounds, all of that, everything you could possibly need to be a player. So put in hashtag Beyond in the chat right now if you want to pick that up, or go to dndbeyond.com, go into the marketplace bundles and buy the player's bundle with your hard-earned cash money, and you can get everything you could possibly need to be a player. I came in late and I was busy, so I don't have a shtick. And I used common shtick, which was my parachute. So I'm sailing without a parachute this time, because when you don't have a common stick, you don't have a parachute. So I would like to gracefully pass this on to Goblin, so I will quit rambling. Hashtag Beyond in the chat. Do it now.
I don't know. I'm really kind of enjoying watching you ramble, and I kind of wanted to keep going. But
you're
I'll save you,
rambling.
Logan. I'll save you.
Ramble
I'm here
on.
for you. Hi, everybody. I am here to talk to you about a wonderful group called Beetle and Grimm's Pandemonium Warehouse. You'll know them as Beetle and Grimm's. It is an amazing group of people who've put together amazing products to enhance your D&D games. And this month, they are offering this wonderful shirt. This is the Dino Pride shirt. And you can see it's their website image with a dinosaur fighting a guy, and I love it, and it is the best, and it has their name on the back too. All proceeds from this shirt go to benefit the Trevor Project. And you can get it on their website for $25, and it's super comfy. I've had mine for about a year now, and I love it, and I guarantee you'll love yours too. So head on over to beetleandgrims.com and pick yours up today.
Hey, it's Ethan here with Eldritch Foundry. Eldritch Foundry is the best place to go to get the most fantastic detailed miniatures for your table. Recently, they just added some new artifacts, lots of new options, including a cool new cowl, a corset, a wand, and some cool new pants with kind of a monkish vibe to them. It's fantastic. They put it together. You can actually see on their Twitter, which you can find at Eldritch Foundry, one word there, and you can see you can see exactly what it looks like. They made a cool draconic sorcerer, but I think it'd be awesome. One of the best things about it is you can take these pieces and really make them your own and take them. And when you put them with different pieces, you can get really, really fantastic characters made out of that. I'd wholeheartedly recommend you check them out. Or, hey, why not have a chance to win one right here on the stream? Hashtag Eldritch right there in the chat for your chance to win your own miniature. And if you don't win, you don't have to be upset. It's totally okay. Put D4D&D in there and you'll get 15% off your own miniature. Anything you want right there in their website. It's awesome. It's easy to use. It's just like any character creator you've used in any recent RPG. And it's super cool with the most detailed miniatures you can possibly get. Make sure you check out Eldritch Foundry.
Hey everyone, it's me, Cadkins, and if you're watching this on stream and on Twitch, then you're pretty aware you're on the RockPunch ATL channel. For those of you listening on the podcast, hey, you can watch us live on the RockPunch ATL channel. You can also watch video recaps of us on YouTube, along with a bunch of other fun videos, including previous one-shots we've done. And of course, if you want to go and catch up on Tampo. You can also follow us for more updates, streams, videos, whatnot on social media. So, of course, check out Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and yeah. So, if I'm sure you're at least on one website, like you've got to be like on one. Like, there's just, okay, all right,
All right. Welcome back to my window, everyone. I am over my emotions, and I want to talk to you about our lovely merch store, d4dnd.com, and we have a lovely assortment of new designs going on. As you probably know, I've been talking about our trans pride, our ombre rainbow shirts, our classic rainbows in our logo form, but I'm excited to tell you all that we have officially released a bunch of new designs, including the rainbow on the purple shirts rather than just black, in case you want to be colorful, because who doesn't like being colorful? We also have the bi pride, ace pride, non-binary pride, and pansexual pride, just to broaden our horizons on how many people can rep who they are on the inside. And I'm also excited to tell you that all of those logo shirts are now available in tank top versions. And I'm so sorry, I have a lot to cover tonight. All of our pride shirts are going to be a part of this special benefit that we're doing during this month, where every time someone purchases one of these pride designs, 10% of the proceeds of those shirts are going to be going towards the Trevor Project. And once again, it's a wonderful cause that I love supporting. So if you feel like supporting us and supporting the Trevor Project, feel free to go to d4dnd.com, pick yourself up some beautiful, comfortable shirts, and feel free to tag me on Twitter of you wearing them, because I like pictures of people. Thank you.
And I'm gonna bookend this by saying, if you're here from the Idle Champions community, welcome. Hi, how you doing? Remember how Rhea was talking at the beginning about that awesome Penny Arcade game that's going on? I think it's Wednesday, right? For the Lambert House Penny Arcade game. You might, if you're an Idle Champions fan, might want to watch that show too for fun reasons. The same way you're here, because we're awesome. Also, we have a code for an Electrum chest. It's right there. There you go. Get yourself some loot. You can get loot there. You can get loot at the Penny Arcade game, because, you know, Idle Champions, we like supporting awesome people doing awesome things.
Without further ado, let us immerse ourselves
into the Chronicles of D4.
Look at my shirt!
I'm an ad-libber.
All right, and we're back. So, last time on Decisions, Dust, and Danger in Daggerford, Orkira, Harold, Seisha, and V work together to persuade the town of Daggerford to spare a man from the gallows. Some use their words, while others manipulate the vote through magic, all in hopes of gaining information from the man they find out to have worked for the Zentarum and was running Herodest. However, something seemed to still be affecting the man as he told them that his group was attacked by cultists and the silent winged night gods. They seemed to not care for the main cargo of the liquid mercurial metal and only seemed focused on forcibly injecting the Zentarum agents with black ichor and inhaling the amber dust.
The man begins screaming as his body ripped in half, exposing a zipper-like mouth that split down his throat and chest, with eyes emerging from the center of his center chest and upon his palms. The group is praised by Daggerford for their efforts in taking down the aberration. While communicating with Morrowind, they are interrupted by a blacksmith. As she looks over the ceremonial armor intended for some mysterious woman, she tells him politely how disappointed she is in the work, as Orkira hears him mumbling to himself about how her words contradicted themselves, and this is causing him great stress.
Meanwhile, Vaas and Vinley meet up with the gnomish toymaker Bilver and his bully blade half-orc friend Doran to head towards the orphanage. When they arrive, Bilver and Doran discuss business with the woman known only as Mother, while the other two BFGs play with a few children running through the halls. Vaas and Vinley play a few games with them while trying to learn the nature of the head mother of the Institute. They soon are ushered into the office alone, where an intense conversation laden with subterfuge and spy movie-level tension, as Vaas tries to garner information from the woman that reminds him so much of the one who sold him as a child.
As they leave, Vinley uses her cleverly hidden butterfly familiar under the couch to investigate the room and finds an old book with glued together pages left on one of the shelves. They deduce the seemingly untouched book could be the key to something she's hiding. To calm Vaas down, they head to the dying temple of Shantea, next door, where Vaas recalls the memory of his last day in Daggerford as a child and the friends he used to have and the dark turn of their fates. They then carve away the back from the tree that holds the names of his old friends from the only time he felt true happiness.
The group then gathers together to discuss infiltrating the orphanage and mother's office once the town goes to sleep. They then break off to see if more corruption has filled the city similar to Waterdeep. V is treated like royalty as she is recognized as the daughter of Elerthak Gathala, and she and Seisha contemplate withdrawing funds from the family account. As this happens, a farmer who has lost his house to the construction of the guild hall is denied a loan to open a farmstead, causing him to openly and loudly curse the Duchess Morwen Daggerford's name. V then gifts the money that he needs as she feels her grandmother's presence in the wind and remembers her last words before she passed. The wind calls.
Meanwhile, Harold and Orkira learn that Maldwin, the former Duke and Morwen's brother, was killed while possessed by a pit fiend, who was then sent back to the Hells while wielding Law Flame in protection of the town. You all find yourself watching the setting sun's orange rays be nearly fully choked out by the heavy overcast of the cloud-filled sky, letting you know the day is coming to an end. For this large farming town, it still seems to keep farming hours of sun up to sundown, as you see everyone packing up shop for the night. You learned a few of the taverns and temples stay open for a couple hours after, but not well into the night, like in Waterdeep.
As you make your way back into the Lady Luck Tavern, you see a few patrons placing coins into the carved beggared hands as they enter. The room seems to be crowded with patrons chowing down on a thick, brown, salty, greasy stew mixture made of beef, wild game, parsnips, carrots, potatoes, and fish. It seems to be served with your choice of melted cheese on hard bread or sugared breadsticks. All seem calm as they drink their tankard of ales and wines, as if completely unfazed by the chaos that shook them this morning. And that is where we pick up tonight's episode. What is everybody doing in the tavern?
As we go in, I'll put a gold in the palms.
Okay. Roll a d4.
That's a 3.
You die.
Again?
Yeah.
Are we all kind of
sorry.
arriving at the same time?
It can be same time or you staggered. It's
Yep, but we're picking up with everyone arriving back as the sun is setting. You're done with your errands or your investigating in the various quarters of sectors of the city as you all make your way back to the tavern.
Oh, Seisha, is that something we're supposed to be doing? I thought we paid when we got in.
I saw other people doing it as I was coming in, so I figured maybe that's like a thing you should do.
Oh. Okay. I'll take out a gold and also put one in the palm.
right. Roll
And
a
then
d-
like immediately walk away, not expecting anything. Just, all right.
Roll a d4.
Okay. I got 3.
Ooh.
What's up, 3 buddy?
Yeah. High five.
Harold, I would imagine I would normally never do this, but because Harold's wearing all those necklaces, I guess can I try to gauge, is this Tamora I'm looking at, or?
Oh, you know that because the tavern's called Lady Luck and the hands are carved as a beggar, it's very Timora-y.
I'm gonna pull out the Tamora necklace, I'm gonna put the gold on there, and I'm gonna be like, count on you as I'm walking by.
Go ahead and roll a d4.
I was so hoping they would say, go ahead and roll a percentile.
Roll a deck save.
Yeah.
Y'all aren't gonna believe this. I rolled a 3.
Okay.
Hey!
Hey,
3 buddies.
Whole bunch of 3s.
Team 3!
We don't have to believe it. We can see it.
There's no visible change or anything. You make your way back in.
Cool.
And as you all kind of make your way, Vinley, you're kind of left in the tavern after Vaas kind of walked
Yeah,
off a while ago.
I think she would have wandered downstairs after the conversation and just waited for everyone downstairs at a table by herself.
Okay.
The last person to make their way back in would be you, Vaas.
Vaas would have gone back to the room to write that.
Okay. Yep.
And would have sat there for a while.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, we'll go into what he's doing when the group's settled.
Do you guys want to eat here, or do you want to go upstairs and I can make us a dinner?
I'm fine either way. We probably shouldn't take food out of these people's mouths.
I don't mind what we eat, but depending on what we're going to talk about, and Orkira will just meaningfully look around at all the people here that she can't help overhearing, and then say, if we'd like a little privacy.
Privacy's good.
Yep.
Yeah. I have a question for the DMs.
Yes.
So I planned on casting, because we had talked about previously that Seisha was not allowed to wear her armor, nor was I on this mission that's upcoming. Could I have cast mage armor on us both and then taken my short rest so I could get back those spell slots with arcane recovery?
Sure.
Tight. Cool.
Yeah, because the conversation happened before you all split off and you've been sitting by yourself. No
Right. All right, perfect. Thank you. So, Seisha, just for your knowledge, it's 13 plus your dex mod. That's
Thank
your
you.
new armor class.
So 12.
Not great, but it's better.
It's better.
It's
It's
better
better.
than nothing.
Better.
It's better.
Mine actually goes down
You know,
as
plus,
well.
plus your shield, so you know.
Yeah,
you would
yeah, I've got my
feel
shield.
better
That's
with
good.
that as well. So not terrible.
I mean, it's not plate, but
Not.
what is?
You all gather in your rooms upstairs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say you would enter and just kind of see Vaas kind of sitting there in contemplation.
I enter last.
I'm going to create a feast with my bag of bounty.
Yum.
So let's see, where's that D20 roll? What are we having tonight?
Something-
Oh, I crit again!
Hey!
Yeah,
Yes, this is
critting
fun.
for dinner definitely going to be more beneficial than critting in the future.
I love how Seisha started off wanting to be a cook, was trash at it, now got this bag, and is the best cook in the world.
Just
Javier,
starts
eat your
pulling
heart
out.
out.
Yeah, V is very impressed.
Yeah, just starts
He's no
pulling out
longer
like
worried.
filet mignon and like there's just this like
Lobster
roast-
thermos.
had one of these
lobster
before.
bisque.
Oh, lobster! As he
Lobster
takes the
fillet.
lobster.
Why would you give him lobster?
Oh, this was not going in the vase. It's going
This is
in
my friend.
my vase-like shape. Because I am lovely as I take a bite of my.
Well, this one's not live, so
Yeah, hopefully this is a bag of bounty, not a bag of friendship, right? Like you're pulling food out, not familiars.
Oh, he's a friend to me right now.
That's a different type of friend. I'm picturing now Orkira like intentionally standing between Seisha and Harold, like wings puffed out a little bit, like just what else can you get out of that bag, huh? Just don't look at the lobster. It's okay.
Oh, some sweet potatoes topped with marshmallows.
ooh.
Oh, I've heard about that pie.
It's really good. Here, try some.
Yeah. Do we want to talk while we're eating, or are we doing
Yeah.
all of this now?
It's generally considered rude to talk while eating.
Yes?
Well,
I
I
think
mean,
that's while chewing.
When has that ever been rude? I don't understand. I mean, this is the best time to talk, really, as far as I'm concerned.
Harold, you're dribbling.
Oh, thanks. That is tasty.
Oh, you just get a whole prestidigitation specifically on your face.
That's why it's okay to talk and eat at the same time,
That
because
looked like-
Finley's here.
Like firecrackers, fireflies, and sounded like a whip snapping. Like, so clean.
So, we went to our section of town, and we went to the Lizard Gizzard, which is run by someone named Sasha, and the staff there are all former orphans from the orphanage in town. They go there at 15, they go there to work, but at 15, they have to go join the town militia. It's mandatory that residents here join the militia at age 15.
Well, that's
Well, considering the trouble this had, I mean, it doesn't necessarily surprise me.
But
That's
it explains
kinda-
why so many people were ready to fight in the
Yeah,
top square today.
Also explains why they're all so gung ho about it too. Like, you know,
Yeah.
oh, we fought a monster this morning. Okay, back to dinner.
Yeah.
I know a lot of places that everybody is required to do something, whether you fight or assist or whatever. That that's just part of growing up in a community. So
Yeah.
makes sense to me.
And then we went to the Sword Coast Traders Bank. Yes, bank. Fun fact, remember when we went to the bachelor party? They own it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the bachelor party, the Anteos guy.
Yeah.
The Anteos owned the bank we were at.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they own the bank. I thought you said they own the bachelor party.
I
I'm
haven't
like, you can
shoved
own
that guy in a puddle
bachelor-
or anything.
Yeah, in my mind, I was like, the people at the bank didn't own the bachelor party.
That's a weird thing to own, right?
I was so confused. Okay, no,
They
Yeah.
loved V though.
no, that family owns the bank, and also they know exactly who I am. So here's to hoping they just like don't contact anyone in my family this week.
Well, did you give them a reason to?
No, we didn't withdraw
But
the money.
sometimes I just know that sometimes companies and places and establishments will try to treat me or my brother or my mom super well to try to kind of like what's the word? Suck up to, I guess, my dad, and I am a little worried they're gonna send like took care of so and so, you know what I mean?
Like
That would
took
be a
care
long
of
trip.
or gave you money?
Wait, what?
Well, you said send someone to take care of you, like take care of you, or like
No,
take
no, no,
care
no,
of
no,
you.
no, 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 no. I just mean like typically when I used to go to a restaurant or somewhere or whatever, like they'll just be really nice in hopes that the word like gets back to my dad. Sometimes there's a cordial letter involved with that.
I have a question. Did you happen to talk to any of these orphans that are now in the workforce?
I don't think so.
They were all busy.
Okay.
I wouldn't have known what to ask them anyways.
I
Thought
thought
we
we
could
out
go
with this
tomorrow,
farm.
maybe. Oh, sorry, V.
Oh, what'd you say?
I just said we could go tomorrow, maybe.
We could.
you?
Yeah.
Did you say something about a farm?
Yeah, I helped this guy out.
Yeah. He got denied a loan, and V gave him the money he needed.
Why?
Well,
his
because it was a
entire-
nice thing to do.
Because his entire house was taken from him and destroyed without like his permission or say so.
Yeah.
Why was he denied a loan though?
He didn't have collateral.
Because his house and everything he owned was taken from him and torn down.
So they didn't give him a loan because he didn't have a house, but he wanted a loan for a house.
You
Well,
have
'cause
to
they took
have
his house
something.
from him.
You have to have something to put up as collateral that they can collect if you default on the loan.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't have anything
Yeah.
That-
of enough value.
I've noticed that about cities is that they kind of just don't care about people who have nothing.
Yeah.
I stand up at this point,
Mm.
and I go to one of the beds, somewhat in a daze. And I take off my coat and I lay it on the bed. And then I proceed to take every weapon or implement that I have on me and lay it in a pile on there, including the potion implements. Anything I could potentially use as a weapon just sits on the bed.
You good there?
Boss, you okay?
That's a lot of weapons. Where'd you hide those
Changing.
all?
Changing plans for tonight.
Changing
Plans?
Plans? What changed?
We're not going to the orphanage?
We have plans?
I'm going to the orphanage, no one else.
Why?
I just need to.
You're going without all your stuff?
Yeah. Maybe
Goes
that's
well.
unwise. I look at Viomeliana. You. Come with me, please.
Okay.
Just you.
Uh,
I'm sorry, everyone.
You have to do what you think is right.
Yes. Thank
I'm
you.
gonna roll insight.
Yeah, I'd like to as well.
Go ahead.
V's just sort of looking at everyone confused.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
We both rolled pretty good.
V kind of looks to Seisha and Harold to see like if they're surprised too.
Harold.
I see what you did.
I think you guys are muted.
We were talking amongst ourselves about the
Oh.
roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Planning our demise.
What'd you get on your insight check, Harold
21.
and Seisha?
25.
What's your body
Vaas
language?
is shaken, disturbed, and deeply confused about what obviously it's hard to sell, but he is not in. It's not in his usual sorts.
Would my
And
sorry,
go ahead.
I was just gonna ask if my passive insight at 19 would also pick that up.
I would have trouble hiding it, so probably.
Wait,
I just since I know you less well, that's why I figured I'd ask. Okay.
Mhm.
yeah, my passive insight's 11. I'm real confused.
I'm just looking at Seisha subtly to be like, and I'm gonna look back and then I'm gonna kind of nudge Seisha in the arm, like, okay. He kind of gives you the look, like, say something.
Us. You know anything you need, we're here for you.
Yes.
Did
I
you
just-
Would it help
One-
if a couple questions got answered about
No.
all of this?
No. No gods, no magic, no zone of truth, none of that. I need to do this my way, please.
do you
In the
need-
future, I will remember this moment when all of you need to do something your way. And I will remember this. So please, for this once.
Of course.
Okay.
Do you
Thank
know
you.
what your way is?
Yes. This time.
Do you
I'm
need
gonna
me
wait
to
up
leave
for you.
my-
That's fine. I won't be too long, I think.
Okay.
What were you saying, Viomeliana?
Oh, sorry. Did you want me to leave my stuff behind too?
No. Just in case. I just don't. And I look back at the pile.
Okay.
I don't trust myself right now.
Okay.
Can I roll an insight check on specifically that statement?
Sure.
17.
You instantly pick up the fact that he doesn't trust himself to not use them.
Among the items that he's left behind, is there a rolled up bit of leather that appears to have tools inside it?
You asking me the torture kit? Yeah,
Yep.
I would have left that behind too.
Okay, just checking.
Anything that could potentially be used as a weapon is
Okay.
gone. Includes the poisons, the bracer that has the hidden knife, all of that. That's all there.
Okay.
He's completely disarmed.
I would even say like you even took the belt off.
Yeah. The garrote wire, the belt, anything that could even be improvised as a weapon is gone. I shouldn't be too long. Viomeliana, if we could leave now, please.
Yeah, sure. She sort of like, I guess, steps a little too quickly, I suppose, to his side, just a little confused, but like going with it.
Thank you, all of you. And as I go to leave, my eyes linger just a moment on Vinley before leaving the room.
I don't think Vinley has made eye contact with you or looked higher than your feet.
Mm-hmm.
So just for clarification, it is sundown right now. Is now when you want to go, or do you want to wait till later?
Sundown is when I want to go.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm
Night-
gonna. Oh,
No,
go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna turn to everybody else and be like, that surprised me.
I don't like any of this, but he doesn't know me very well.
Well, it's easier to
So-
like it when you know he's literally doesn't have anything to do anything with, and he brought the biggest person in our group with him, likely to stop him if he does.
I hate people going into things without knowing everything, and we don't know everything, and but I'm following your lead on this because I'm his friend, but I don't know if he thinks I'm your friend, his friend. So
If there's one thing I know about Vaas, and if there's one thing I know about V, it's that Vaas is gonna do whatever Vaas thinks is right, regardless of what we say, because he feels it in his bones. And if I know what I know about V, she's the same way. And if she sees him doing something she doesn't like, she's going to stop him, and it won't be a fight. I mean, I can only assume that's the reason he brought her.
I'm
I
going
trust-
downstairs.
All right.
Seisha gets up and heads downstairs.
Ooh, it's gonna be one of those nights.
I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. And you know what? I hate it even more. And Orkira will awkwardly stand there for another moment, like waiting for someone to tell her what to do, and then follow Seisha downstairs.
You doing anything specific downstairs, Seisha, or are you just going to...
Drinking.
Then we are going to move out with Vaas and V. Night quickly takes hold of the town as you watch the dark creep over and swallow every corner and alleyway through the windows. It would be dark anyways from only the smallest sliver of moonlight of the waxing crescent of Solune and her tears, but it feels even more oppressively dark from the cloud cover still hovering in the sky. Vaas, this gives you some comfort, as you know it would be easy to hide if you needed if things went sour in your meeting. Unsure of what answers you might get, you and V head downstairs to a nearly empty bar where you see Glynis ending her day by cleaning the tables and upturning the chairs off the floor. And as you go to leave, she stops you.
If you're looking for an open store, everything closes at dark.
Well, we're just going for a walk to get some fresh air.
Okay, no problems. May Lady Luck be at your back. And if you need me when you get back, I'll be, well, and she kind of points over to,
The table that you found her sleeping at before.
well, you know.
And you quickly exit.
As we walk in what I would guess would be silence,
Yeah, V's trying to think of what to say, but she kind of can't, like, decide on a phrase, and she keeps kind of, like, stopping and starting.
I'm sorry.
For what?
When we first met, I treated you cruelly. And I'm sorry I did that. I thought you were an uppity, spoiled brat.
It's okay, I kind of was. Am, I suppose.
But you've endured a lot. I'm sorry I didn't see that.
I mean, I'm kind of used to it. Most people just sort of assume stuff when you have, like, a lot of money. People just don't think your problems are real problems. But I appreciate the apology. Thank you.
I know you don't want to be here right now.
No, I'm not that I don't want to be here. I I'm trying to figure out why I'm here, and the only thing I can think of is that I'm probably not the closest to you of the group, and
No. You're here because you're the least inundated in magic. Because no matter what happens, there'll be no zone of truth, there'll be no asking of gods, there'll be no deals with demons or hags or entities beyond the means. I don't know how you summon your ancestors, but by comparison, everything like that seems benign. And I didn't trust myself not to attack her. But I can't do that, not this time.
so she is here.
I don't know what we're going to find out, but I can't approach this one with just violence. Not this time. I don't know. I don't know, but I will leave knowing.
Okay.
I want you to know that whenever we confront whatever it is you're looking out here for, when you make a play, I'll have your back, so long as you make a play.
Okay. Thank you. I mean, yeah, sorry.
We're not close, so I know this is a lot.
No, I think not often. I'm realizing not often I've talked to just you outside of that one time, so maybe this is just new to me.
A lot of things will be changing soon, I think.
I'm sorry I was mean to you too. You just always seem so. Well, before you seemed so, cold and uncaring, and really quick to murder, and I'm pretty new to murder, so.
It's fine. It's fine. It's funny. Out of everyone here, I feel like you're the only one that hasn't made a deal of some kind.
Magic makes me a little uncomfortable too.
Yeah.
I also don't really know the whole deal with my ancestors. I just always kind of hoped it was some sort of weird emotional bond thing that somehow manifested into magic. That's probably just really fairy tale lame of me, but that's a whole part of me that I don't really understand, and that's also part of why I kind of wanted to go on this trip. Maybe try to figure it out.
We will.
I've never made a deal with anybody.
We will. Thank you.
Thanks for coming on this trip in general, honestly. I still feel kind of guilty about it.
Don't.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
I'll just proceed forward.
The thin layer of dust and gravel over hard impacted dirt streets shift under your feet as one of the only sounds echoing out through the night. The shifting of armor and militant steps occasionally ring out from atop the 20-foot high guard wall that surrounds the city. You see the town is dark, almost akin to the empty darkness of the open fields under the new moon on the way here, which is darker than you'd expect for a township, even for the sun just being down. It feels weird and unnerving to be one of the only people out in the town since you are accustomed to the sleepless city of Waterdeep. However, as you approach the reopened orphanage, you notice something strange, something that wasn't there before. just out of your vision, swallowed by the darkness of the night, you see multiple figures standing, unmoving, statues, at what you know to be every entrance and exit of the building. What are you doing?
I halt Via Emiliana.
What is that?
Guards. Interesting.
For the orphanage?
Yes. Vaas is a sudden realization. She's
What is
more
it?
insightful than she might have let on to be. I look around for an opening through which I can either see or climb up.
Make a perception check at disadvantage because of darkness.
I ask for Via Emiliana's assistance on this. As
Yeah.
She's with me.
I can't see well in darkness either, but I'll help.
So, Voss,
You're
you
tall.
can go regular.
Yep.
I am tall, yeah. Different viewpoint.
You can see more.
That's something. Give me 1 second. I did not have my character sheet pulled up.
Just winging it.
I know it's, I believe it's +5,
So
+6.
quick and easy to bring up thanks to D&D Beyond.
It is quick and easy to bring up produce to D&D Beyond. Thank you, D&D Beyond.
Are we the only two who can't see in the
Um,
dark?
Yeah.
We are not magic. We are
I
so
can't
very
either,
not magic.
actually.
Kira can
Kira cannot, yeah.
I don't have dark vision either.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
18.
Okay.
18.
So the first thing you notice as you peer through the shadows, you see a brush of light glint off their armor before you see the sigil of a circle and dagger. Easily deduced, as you have already guessed. These are town's guard holding post
Yeah.
positions.
I figured she had made and caught our suspicion and figured this out.
But as you're looking around, you see in the dark skyline a few chimneys that line the roof of the Institute. However, you also notice the only place close enough to the orphanage to gain access to the roof is the Shantea Temple.
I point all this out to Via Emiliana.
Okay.
How confident are you to do this quietly?
Well, I mean, confidence is key, isn't it? That's what Harold always tells me. But when it comes to being quiet, I can be pretty quiet. It's just usually I get seen.
Here's what we'll do. We'll both attempt to do this as silently as possible. If at any point in time, you, or in a rare case, I, cannot maintain that stealth, I need you to be a distraction for them. You don't have to fight. You don't have to beat them up or anything like that.
Okay.
Just cause a commotion that'll draw them all there. But we won't do that if we can get through this silently.
Okay, I can do that.
We'll at least try.
Yeah, for sure.
And I will roll stealth.
Okay, I need both of you to roll stealth. As I
Yep.
believe we're both attempting to be
Mhm.
quiet.
I'm gonna do something I haven't done in a while and use actual dice.
Ooh, busting out the real
Ooh.
dice.
Yeah, we're busting them out here.
They are traitorous to you very often. We'll see how this turns out.
Yeah, I love D&D Beyond, but I feel like they have a vendetta against me sometimes.
I feel like sometimes your physical dice have more of one. We'll see.
Well, no, my physical dice might have more of one.
Oh no.
Voss,
Four.
what-
Oh.
26.
Whoa.
I
There
wonder
it
what
goes.
happened if I had rolled.
I mean, technically it's a 30.
That would have been a 16.
That's amazing. Okay,
Maybe
so
I won't
Voss,
use my physical dice anymore. Back you go.
you take a turn before making your way down the Duke's Way, which would obviously put you in the line of sight. And you cut across what is a textile goods building. And then around one of the larger taverns. And then you time it perfectly and cut across the farmer's road into the Shantaea's temple. You know that you have not been seen. However,
as you were trying to follow and you will go to cross farmer's way, you're like, I got this. It's right there. All I got to do is cross this threshold. You hear, "Citizen, where are you going? It is late. You should head inside to rest for the night."
All right, I'm gonna have to performance check this, but I slip and fall.
okay.
Okay.
You can do performance or deception.
Ow, 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 ow. I say like ow, 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 and act like I'm in a lot of pain. You decide. Is that deception or performance?
Your choice.
Yeah,
Because I'm acting like, oh,
ahead.
man. All right, let's see which one's which. Deception's a +1, performance is a +1. That's a 50-50 right there. I'm feeling performance. I don't usually get to do that check.
Okay.
I don't get to do either. Ooh, a 5.
Oh my god! Not one of my improv classes helped you.
And you're just overselling the
My leg.
posture.
Ow, it hurts. Ow.
You watch as like you see the one guard like kind of look over to the one next to him.
Shakes his head.
"Ma'am, please, just go back to whatever tavern you're staying at."
She just yells louder.
Okay. Vaas, you see the old vines crawling up the open area of the Shantaea temple. There's not really solid walls. There's a couple of pillars that lead up into the building that is covered with terracotta roof that you think you could climb using the vines.
Yep, I don't have the grappling hook with me. That would have been something I would have used as a weapon.
All right, go ahead and make an athletics check.
I think that's a 1.
It is an ability check, though. What is your total?
9.
All right, as you begin to climb, you've got a good hold of everything, but the old, dried out, dying vines pull away as they do not seem that they have had any sustenance or water in a very long time, and they
Damn
just
gardeners.
readily snap, and you come clambering to the ground, taking 3 points of bludgeoning damage as you slam into the ground on your back. The breath quickly just knocked out of you. As V, you're screaming.
Yeah.
Guards already looking in that direction.
And then another one who is behind him looks, and his attention gets taken away from you, and to hear the as the slam on the ground. What are you doing here? Thief! Thief! And they approach, weapons drawn, not attacking you, but hold you at the ready.
To me?
To Vaas.
And you.
That's me.
Yeah.
Both of you are being approached.
Okay.
I didn't know they actually saw him. All right.
So, I'm gonna save this card for later. I simply look at V. I kind of nod to her, nod to the 2 guards, and I'm gonna attempt to climb again. Quick.
Okay, you're making a run for it. All right.
Yeah, I absolutely am.
Oh, I grabbed my pocket sand.
As you would have on you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and make another athletics check as you attempt to climb up. The DC has gotten a little harder as there's no longer vines for you to grasp onto.
That should probably be good though. 23.
Easy enough. You quickly make your way up, just kind of using the bit of what debris is left over from the crumbled vines, and just kind of use it as a quick foothold to jump up and grab the edge as you quickly pull yourself up onto the roof. What are you doing?
Moving quickly. As soon as I break line of sight with the guards, if I'm on the roof, move to a spot where is there any loose tiling on this roof?
The place looks well tended to. It's just the plants that seem to be.
Damn. I will go attempt to like. There's no place where on the roof, obviously, where I can hide, but I want to, in a quick motion. Go ahead.
I will say it is a terracotta roof, so it wouldn't be hard to
break some tiles off if you needed to.
They're
Okay.
very fragile.
I would like to take one of the tiles, and let's see if I have got enough economy to do this. Throw it in the direction over to the other side of the roof, over a spot where the guards can't see, so it sounds like something landed over there, and quickly hop over and see if I can silently land on the other side
so
of the
you want to do
orphanage.
like a quick distraction to make them think that you went the other way.
Yes.
So that way-
Yes.
okay.
go ahead and
Sleight of hand.
first things first. Give us a I guess a strength check to break free one of the tiles.
Yeah, or
Oh,
athletics.
boy.
Athletics, yeah.
It's fine.
Thank you. That's a big difference. 25.
Yeah, easy enough. You quickly stomp down, grab one, and toss it. Give me a sleight of hand check.
19.
Meanwhile,
As you
Got to make it for that one.
toss it, you quickly toss it across the way as you're seeing them coming towards you, kind of just faking the injury that you can tell they're not buying, even with your 11 passive insight. As they are like, stand up, and then the other one is like, I heard him over here, I'm going. Go ahead and make me another stealth check.
okay. This
Can
time.
do.
Not you, Vaas.
Oh, I was like, how? I don't know why, but I'll do it. I'll
30.
do the stealth check.
32.
Good God. Okay, yeah, you
I rolled a 4.
you successfully go to and you jump over the 5-foot gap separating the two roofs as you make your way onto the roof of the orphanage.
Yeah, there's actually two triangular roofs that butt up next to each other, and you jump into that crevice in between the two, and you see 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 5 different chimneys. While you were on the roof of the Shantea Temple, you saw that all of the windows of the orphanage were shuttered closed.
No, this all makes sense. Okay, so obviously I don't want to go down to one that has smoke on it. Do I look like it'll fit? I'm fairly thin and I am not wearing my coat.
Yes, it'll be tight, but you do feel like you could.
Okay, knowing I've got to get her off the roof quick, I go to the... Do I remember where her room was?
You know that there is not a chimney in her office.
I know it's not a chimney in her office, but the one that would be closest in approximation.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, that one then.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an athletics check to shimmy yourself down the
12.
The shimmy chimney.
shimmy down the chimney. You go and you kind of, it was a tight as you got into it, but once you got inside the actual chimney itself, it opened a little bit more than you were expecting, and you weren't quite ready to stop yourself as you slide down the chimney.
As the soot gathered along the bricks on the inside has made it a little bit more difficult to grab hold.
Made it more of a chute than a chimney.
10 points of bludgeoning damage as you fall down to the ground.
And slam on. Go ahead and make me a con save as well.
Let's hope the orphans don't find my body. 14.
Okay. You hit and the soot kind of just puffs up as you land, but you maintain yourself from sneezing.
Okay.
As you make your way into one of the common halls. Actually, this would be the mess hall, and you kind of come out of the large fire pit or fireplace in the mess hall.
Okay. And before we continue with you, the guard comes running back and is basically, I lost him. He could be going to the Ducal Palace.
Ducal Castle.
Ducal Castle. He ran in that direction.
All right, ma'am, stand up.
Okay.
What's the play?
Here's the deal. All right. She gets up and she's like, fellas. First of all, thank you so much for your service. We are really all such gratitude to the hard work that you do and making sure this swell town is in order. It was my first time being here. I didn't know I wasn't allowed out, but thanks. Here's the thing. That my friend, he you know, like night terrors sometimes when you sleep. Well, like, okay, it's a weird sleepwalking problem, and he thinks he's a cat.
Give me a deception check. This is amazing.
Yeah.
This is so good.
Solid. Makes sense. Good boy.
Real.
Why do we not have V making up our stories all the time?
Oh,
One of them goes, I think I've heard of that, actually. I got a cousin of mine who has something like that.
Yeah, he has this weird sleepwalking night terror combo, and it's so terrifying at first because I remember he used to run into my room just going, ah, and then he just fall on the ground, like passed out, asleep. But the problem is he keeps trying to climb stuff.
that explains why he was climbing the Shantae temple.
Okay,
Look,
well,
And if you notice, he didn't have anything on him. He thinks he can just do it with his hands, his claws.
you go with her. You know Morrowind would have our asses if we left our post, but I will stay here. You go see him, because who knows if he thinks he's a cat, he's gonna try to break into windows, or who knows.
all right, ma'am. Look,
I'm sorry for trying to do the whole. I just didn't know how to approach this.
and just to be clear, no, you are fully fine to walk amongst the town at night. It's just strange, because no one really does that. So it raises questions, and we haven't caught you committing any crimes, and I'm here to help you find your friend.
Thanks.
So-
I promise I was only out just because I was trying to catch him. I was right behind him. You know, I was
Yeah,
sneaking up
I'll
and
go
hoping I could.
One of us will go
Grab.
with you. We'll find him.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
I heard him go this way, so follow me.
And the guard who got distracted by or deceived by the terracotta chase thing, you run that way and you start looking for Cat Vaas.
The legend of the Daggerford Cat Man.
Daggerford Cat Man.
I'm
we-
turning in my deception points.
Can we just address that?
I'll never top that.
V literally just made Vaas the first canonical cat boy in Dungeons and Dragons.
Catman.
You all thought Vaas was Batman. You're
No,
wrong.
he's Catman.
He's Catman.
Batman.
Just so V knows, the direction that you head actually opens up into these layered rolling hills. And the first thing you come across is this large open well that has a portcullis gate, an iron grid on top of it. And he tells you, I don't think he's in there because he'd have to open it. These are the cisterns. This is actually where we get some of our water. And you make your way around the Ducal Castle walls that mimic the size of the outer town walls. And he goes, I doubt he'd be able to climb those. They're 20 feet high. We would spot him before that. So he's probably somewhere in these hills.
He tries to jump, but usually he just sort of will just run into the wall. It's really alarming, and I'm really worried he's gonna hurt himself and hurt his head. I'm not really sure if this works. Last time this happened, I, walked around going pss, 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 like pretty loudly. I couldn't really tell if it was all in my head that it was working, or maybe I did eventually find him just sort of curled up asleep. So.
Look, we have to find him before if he tries to get into the Ducal Castle.
Okay.
That I can't save him.
So, okay. No, thank you. I understand. And V just starts going really loudly. Pss, 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 pss.
and the guard will help you.
This is gonna be the best story later. I can't wait. I can't wait for like 12 hours from now when V is telling this story.
And now we cut back to Vaas. So, you are fully aware of where you are. You know the layout of this place very well. And you know how to get to Mother's office. You dust yourself off. You're covered in soot. But,
make your way down. Nothing is broken. Go ahead and give me another stealth check, because you did fall down the chimney.
That's fair. 29.
even better. It's like the soot has blended you further into the shadows.
And
I make my way. I make my way towards the office only to see if it is locked or not, or if she is inside. Is it?
Okay. All you can see is a deep, dark hollow that is the emptiness of the old wooden institute, like staring down the gullet of something ready to swallow you whole. That strange, unnerving feeling washes over you once again
as you continue to walk down the hallway.
I look around. There's so many things running through his head as he does this. And knowing that V is separated from him, the very real possibility of him walking into his death becomes very real to him. And he keeps pressing forward.
You wind down a couple of hallways, one of which, as you turned away, you noticed the far end of the passage was a figure. Human in shape, broad and hunched and too tall and broad to be a child out of bed. They stood unmoving, as if staring at you with a slight list to the side of the head, but they don't seem to notice you. The sound of them breathing faintly echoed down the hall to your ears before you turned down another hall, reaching the outside of the office where you once were just this morning.
You see the old wooden bench where you sat waiting patiently and played with the children before. A small rat scurries from underneath and down the hall into the darkness beyond your sight. And you
I see the bench for a moment, and the impulse, knowing I'm going in unarmed, is to try and make a makeshift shiv out of it, and I fight that back.
You try the handle of the office. It's locked.
Is there anybody inside?
You can see through the glass when on the door that it is dark and there is no movement.
I briefly attempt thinking about picking it and retract my hand back. Do I know where the previous woman of this slept?
You know similar whereabouts. Yeah, I'd say you know where the previous woman slept.
I go there.
Okay. And as you wind down a hall again, you pass by the intersection where you saw the figure at the far end. You no longer see them there. Maybe it was a figment of your imagination. And as
I
you
stop
go-
for a moment and I say somewhat quietly, perhaps to the ether, if you're watching me, come out now. I'm unarmed. I am easy prey. I just want to talk.
And then coming from behind you, you hear,
I figured you would be back. You always come back eventually. And once again, rudely unannounced and uninvited. However, you insist on being a thorn in my side and apparently attempting to rob me as well, I guess we should discuss whatever it is you are looking for here. Be warned, though, if you raise arms against me, this town will seek vengeance.
I look at her. Cackles on the back of my neck rising. Then I try to repress it down, and I slowly pull off the glove of my left hand and show her the mark on it and say, your auntie raised me too.
her eyes fixate on the branding. For the briefest of moments, you see her flinch before stealing her resolve. And as she is looking, you are seeing this regal woman wearing the mundane materials that still command respect. Her gold and black makeup is still flawless despite it being so late. However, Vaas, your passive perception noticed something strange and off-putting, although it could have been just a trick of the shadows. It seemed as her eyes peered on this branding, there was a faint glow to her eyes. And she continues. Yep. And you see her demeanor change. She tightens her posture with a sense of poise and business as she shifts her chin but tilts her head slightly as you feel her reading you. What is your body language?
My arms are at my side, my palms facing her. I am in a complete pose of not submission, but deference. I pose no threat. And there's even a part of Vaas that if this woman, who very well is here to kill her, he realizes there is very little he could do to stop her. But like if she were to attack him right now, he would just take it.
All right.
I need to know. I was raised here too.
She
Well,
turns.
go ahead.
She turns and gestures for you to follow her. She makes as you walk your way back towards the office.
I do.
You see her pull out a skeleton key and unlock it. It opens slowly, and she gestures for you to enter inside.
I do.
She stands calmly at the door and locks it once again, making sure that the shutters are closed. She goes and lights one of the oil lamps on her desk and sets down a red glass of wine.
I thought we were done with our business. It has been almost 2 years since the last time one of you showed up. What does the ring want now? How many to make you happy and disappear from my town once again, forever this time?
Your passive insight picks up that there is trepidatious hesitation and annoyed disdain in her voice.
You and I have something in common then. We were both wronged by them. I am not here as an associate, but as a former member who has cut services and ties. I come before you today, unarmed, unwilling to even fight, because I needed to know if they were still here. And from what you just told me, it appears that they are. But I get the feeling you're not pleased with their presence.
I am sorry for your troubles. Ileana was a wicked woman who had nothing and cared for nothing. She had no passion. She was made miserable by her lack of purpose or importance, and that sorrow bled into others' lives. It is retribution you seek. She is not to blame. She was merely a pawn taken advantage of in the hopes of finding purpose. As you just said.
It's funny. When I first met you, you read me accurately. I came here with the intention to kill you. But all of a sudden, all of my grievances and all the petty things of my life seem so small compared to others. I have to know if they're here. And then I point to the bookshelf, and I have to know what's there. I can't threaten you with violence, but I must know, and I will not leave until I do. And you'll have to kill me to stop me.
Make a persuasion or intimidation check with advantage.
Sweet. Hold on. The overlay is different, which is interesting. 23.
Her eyes linger on you for a moment. Reading you.
Then the woman turns and goes to one of the bookshelves behind her before pulling at the book. There's a small click before the bookshelf itself gracefully glides to the side about a foot or two, revealing a hidden lockbox built into the wall. She shields your sight from the combination before removing an old, dark, cracked leather ledger with a flat, wrought iron ring embedded in the center.
She flips through multiple pages, quickly filled with names from dates as far back as the 1360s. As she is flipping through, you see the dates get closer and closer to around 25 years ago, and you get a quick glimpse of your name as she continues to flip through the pages, a quick and fleeting gesture that seems just as fleeting as the time you spent here before your life was stained permanently, much like the dried ink of your name on the page. Everything changed.
Soon after, there is a large jump in dates as they seem to end halfway down the page, and you see, starting on the next page, dated 12th of Altaric, 1987. 1497.
Guys, I'm sorry to interrupt, but it's almost impossible to hear you.
I'm hearing you okay.
How about now?
Chat, yes, that's so much better. Chat was mentioning it too, so.
Yeah, our gain apparently decided to turn all the way down for some reason. Sorry about that.
Okay.
For anybody that could not hear, she pulled a book from behind a bookshelf that was hidden in a combination lock, was flipping through, and the book was embedded with a wrought iron ring, and was flipping through a ledger of names all the way back to the 1360s. Vaas saw his name, and then now is seeing a date of the 12th of Altaric, 1487. And you see a list of familiar names ranging from ages 2 and 12, all signed as adopted under the name Calica. Your eyes linger on that name for a moment that feels like eternity before the book is spun around to face you. And finally, just under your old list of names is a new date, where 3 names end halfway down the page under the date Nightal 27th, 1490.
Here, last purchase was the 27th of Nightal, almost 2 years ago. Karag, a half-orcish boy, age 7, half-elven girl, age 5, named Aurora, and Aldwin, a human boy, age 7. Purchased for 5 gold pieces as per the buyer's specific request.
Vaas, your heart races, not only knowing this woman has had dealings with the Reforged Ring since the reopening of this place only 5 years ago. The place you hate so much, but also the eerie, unnerving coincidence of the ages and races of the last 3 names. However, something else cuts even deeper and chills you to the bone as you look down to see a name you haven't heard or read in a long time, much longer than 2 years. And looking up from under the 3 names, you see the words, adopted by Barbaroi Bloodmane.
They're alive. I pause for a moment, but I look up at her. I just told you I am no member of the ring. I told you I'm here to see them put out of this place, and yet you show me this. Why?
You asked. You pointed to the book.
Have they been here since? You told me how many you'd need to sell. Have they been here since?
No, those 3 were the last, and I hope will be the last forever.
Boss kind of asserts himself and is like, confuses, like, I want to make it clear. It's like, I think I was confused, correct?
Yes.
Okay, they're not alive. That was the last purchase that was made.
The original one,
Barbara.
yes.
When
However,
Barbaroi bought the
Barbaroi
12.
Bloodmade one is strange because it was 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Okay, that's okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Who came for this purchase? And I point to that one.
I don't remember much. It was night, and he was covered, his face behind a broken skull-like mask. He smelled of the sea and carried himself like a sailor, wore gloves and covered most of his skin. All I remember that was distinct was his harsh, raspy voice.
Thank you. I know you had no reason to trust me, nor any reason to show me this. You were wise to perceive me as a threat. I need to know, is there anything linking these names? And I point to, not the 2 years ago. I will point to the 2 years ago, but also the purchase that was made under the name Calica. Any last lingering traces, any information, anything you may have. Tell me this, and I promise I will never darken your doorstep with my presence again.
Once they leave these halls, they are forgotten to us. We know nothing of what they become or where they go. It is how it has always been, and how it will never be again. For that exact reason.
Do you care for these children? And this is the first time I will insight check her, whatever her response is.
I care for all of my children.
22.
She is telling the truth.
Boss slumps in the seat for a moment. You feel you are safe here, you and your children?
I know for a fact we are safe here.
I take out all of my remaining gold and I give it all to her. For your time and your trouble and for the future. That's 234 in the total. Like every copper, every silver, everything I have.
You set the bag on the table and she glances down. She doesn't open it.
If this man, and I point to Varbaroy's name, ever darkens your doorstep again, I pull out a paper bird and I send it to her. Tell me. You don't know it yet. But if he's been here once, you are marked.
And in kind, if you are no longer a part of the ring. If you ever see them again, kindly tell them Ileana is dead, and she nor this place no longer works for them.
I will. It will be the last thing they ever hear. I get up. I extend a hand to her.
She takes it.
Whatever secrets you may have elsewhere, all I care about is that you care about the children in your employ. Those are yours to keep.
And I can say it has not been a pleasure to be in your company, but I hope you see I am not your enemy. I only wish to be left alone with my love and my children. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay,
At disadvantage.
that makes sense. I would not be expecting it. Not bad though, 16.
Okay.
Noted. And with that, she shakes her hand and takes a long sip from the red wine that sits on her desk as her eyes never leave your gaze.
I'm sure you can find your way out.
I bow my head somewhat. And then I leave. I didn't pick up any kind of ill intent or maliciousness from her, correct? Towards the children, anyway.
Definitely not towards the... It was almost obsessive about how much she loved her children, and that spread beyond the orphanage.
Okay. Before I leave, I say, would you mind escorting me out? There are armed men on the other side of this door. I would rather not like to be attacked tonight. I fear one of my friends may have already caused a ruckus.
She stands, setting her glass of wine on the table, and escorts you to the door. And as it opens, the guard turns, seeing you at first. It's a little defensive, confused.
Yeah, sees you first and then sees the woman behind you. And he goes, oh, you...
This man is fine. He may leave peacefully.
Well, not to alarm you, Mother, but He believes himself a cat.
Does he now? Well,
Insight.
100%.
How far behind am I?
Oh no, this was the one that stayed behind. You're still in the grassy hills.
looking.
Yeah. I
You're psst.
You hear
do
background?
I
You hear Bill.
I will say you don't hear the pss, 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 but you hear the bill. And what was your insight check?
hold on. 18.
18. He is telling the truth as to what he believes and has been told.
I sigh internally and then come up to the guard and brush the entire right side of my body against him as I stand back up and say, "That was a nice night tonight, wasn't it?"
And he looks
As
kind
if-
of just extremely confused, and he looks at Mother and he goes,
and
what just happened?
he's a cat apparently. As she just shuts the door. and
Well
goes,
done. She made the right choice there. Just gonna
Let's
just
close the
extricate
door
myself
slowly.
from this whole situation.
Yep. Nope. Nope.
And he looks to you and goes, "Well, Fluffykins, I don't know what to call you. Follow me. I'll bring you to your."
Bill is fine, though. If you have any warm milk on you, I'd appreciate that.
I suggest the. Ooh, you can talk.
Of course. All of us can talk. You just may not understand.
I need you to make a deception check with advantage because you 100% have help from being on this.
Oh, yeah.
This is so
I deserve this. 12.
You know what? It's enough. And he's just like, I need a drink.
And he's like, I typically go to the Lady Luck Tavern. They cater to the guards, and if they have milk.
We all need our respite, friend. All of us, whether on 4 legs or 2.
At what point does V see him?
And
Yeah,
about
yeah,
this
yeah.
point that you two come up, and as he's about to say, I'm really sorry that we couldn't find him. I don't know where. And then you see him talking to the other guard.
Yeah.
And V goes, Bill! And she runs up to him and hugs him, actually.
I let,
Actually.
knowing this is where the deception came from, I let her do this.
Oh
And
my
kind
gosh.
Kind of like weirdly how you pick up a cat and it just like lumps itself over your shoulder. I just do that.
Yeah, I just sort of pick him up like that over my shoulder, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, Bill, you scared us. You can't run off like that.
The night cold to me,
I know.
as it does to all of us.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go get you some milk.
And with that, you walk off carrying Vaas down the street, headed back towards the Lady Luck Tavern.
And Vaas, you look back and you see the 2 most dumbfounded guards you have ever seen in your entire life.
And you kind of just, and you, as you're going, your passive perception goes, and this is why we're guarding the orphanage?
Look, we don't question Morwen's orders.
And they go back to standing and just kind of dumbfounded, like bewilderment, just watching them walk down the road.
When they're out of sight of the guards, V puts him down and goes, I'm so sorry. I just couldn't come up with any other reason why you try to climb a building.
No, no other reason?
Well, I mean, no other reason that isn't like criminal, I guess.
Even with those parameters, your first go-to was Catman.
Cats climb buildings all the time.
I did say that when we come to the end of our journey, here and find your destiny, I will back your play. Please, in the future, make a better play than that, though.
I'll think about it ahead of time next time. It was sort of in the moment. I'm honestly shocked they believed me.
Well,
I was about ready to pay him off with whatever I had.
stranger things have happened tonight.
Well, I told them you're sleepwalking currently, so, during the daytime, they're not going to think that you're some crazy person who thinks they're a cat. I said you have sleepwalking night terror problem, tends to dream that you're a cat.
Let's head back.
Okay.
I just want shirts. I have so many shirt designs now.
I need
The,
them.
ni- the night calls to us. And on the
Yes.
back it says all of us.
I am a cat.
Comes with a pair of cat ears.
As
Exactly.
that was happening, I Superman jumped onto my bed because I needed to not be on camera for a second.
All I need right now is just like Vaas cat boy fan art.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Please.
I foresee a
Um,
commission in the future of some artist.
So it's about an hour later. And I'm assuming Voss and V return back to the rooms.
Yeah, I
Well, before they go in, actually, V stops and goes, "Did everything go okay?"
did,
Okay.
in a way. I learned some very disturbing news, but I believe the children here are safe. And that whatever claim the ring may have held on this town at one point in time, it seems to have dissipated.
Well, that's good.
It is.
Except for the ominous, disturbing part you learned that I don't know. But that's fine. You don't need to tell me. That's cool. I just want to... I'm
An
glad it all
old-
went well.
An old enemy of mine is alive.
Oh. I'm assuming you, until now, thought they were dead.
It seems Harold and I have something in common. Exploding ships don't seem to be enough to kill our enemies these days.
Yeah. Well, it's probably all the water, with the fire. It's just they usually contradict each other. This isn't helping.
Thank you
Next
very
time
much
we'll
for
blow them up on land.
Thank you very much for accompanying me tonight. I wouldn't have made this without your help.
Thanks. I felt kind of silly after a while getting them all to go. Pss, pss, pss. I just kept adding to it. I'm so sorry. I
Just-
wanted you to hear us if we were coming up on you, so it was the only kind of call sound I could think of that worked with the.
Like I said, I'm going to back your play, just think of a better one. Don't automatically go into he's a cat man at the first available opportunity.
I'll have to work on my improv.
That card's not going to work every time.
That's true.
It shouldn't have worked this time. But for some reason it did. So we skirted by it. And now the legend of the Catman of Daggerford is apparently a thing. So, if for no other reason, you certainly made a mark on one of the passing towns in our travels.
Well, I can't wait to hear all the songs about him.
I stop her for a moment and I say,
Or not. No songs.
no word of this to the group, please.
Okay.
Thank you. Spare me at least some dignity tonight.
It was really exciting that you went with it. But I won't tell anyone. They wouldn't believe me, I don't
Yes,
think, boys.
They would. Harold would absolutely believe that story. There's no doubt in my mind he would. And then he would make a song. and then I would have to cut off his fingers so he couldn't play that song anymore, and I don't want to do that. Let's not move down that road.
Okay, well, for Harold's sake, I won't tell anyone. At the least. Not that I don't care about your sake. Gosh, I'm gonna stop.
Thank you.
You want to... You know
What?
what? You go to bed. I'll see you tomorrow.
Could you do me a favor?
Yes.
Could you get Venley out for me? I'd like to speak to her.
Sure. Viegas goes up to... knock
I
on the
wait.
door.
I wait, kind of in a private area of the bar, away from her. Hopefully, the bartender's sleeping as per the usual, but I just wait.
You can wait in the hallway that leads to the two suites.
Sure.
Before going down to the bar, just so you can intersect.
Okay.
Did Harold go downstairs with Orkira and Seisha?
No,
so-
he's hanging out in his room.
Oh, okay.
It has been about an hour later, just so you all know.
Yeah.
Orkira has had one drink and will continue to sit next to Seisha and is antsy, is just fidgeting every once in a while, sets her hand on fire, stops it because she figures that's probably going to draw attention, fidgets, looks at the door, looks back at Seisha. Like, it's just an hour of that.
Daisha basically just sits like this drinking for an hour.
Okay, and as you...
And every once in a while, you'll see her go to say something, and then she'll set her hand on fire and watch that for a little bit, and then go look at the door, and then, yeah, it's the worst.
And as you both enter the tavern, you see Seisha and Orkira waiting at a table.
And as you come in, like, my head whips around. I've probably got fire in my hand at that moment, and I look at the both of you. And then I'm probably going to read that you don't want to talk about it right now, and she'll snuff out the fire, and she'll just turn and walk back towards the rooms.
And the only thing you notice is that Vaas is covered in soot.
It's the only thing that's different.
Only thing that's different. No visible injuries.
Hey, we're back.
And she walks to the room.
I'm gonna go see how Vinley's doing, and V just slowly turns and goes upstairs.
I sit down beside Seisha, as I assume she's not left.
Yeah, she's still sitting there.
No blood spilled.
Good.
I learned everything I needed to know. Though I will have something to tell the group in the morning, it doesn't need to happen now.
Okay.
Thank you for not interfering. I just needed to do this alone. She's not a bad person. Strange. But not bad. And she does love the children. And beyond that, that's all I care about.
I'm glad it was successful.
I know at some point in time, you're going to ask the same thing of me. I will remember this, and I will listen. I don't know what...
It's not a matter of tit for tat. It's not. That's not what friendship is. I grew up with nobody other than my dad's all my life, and even I know that. I wish I could be to you what you are to me. And she gets up and walks upstairs.
And it's probably about this time that if Vinley is going downstairs.
Well, I guess V runs into Vinley then?
You go into Vinley's room. What is Vinley doing?
Vinley hasn't left that main foyer area that everyone was gathered in to talk, and she's just in there completely in her armor, and she's like, she has her fingers steepled, and there's just this bright blue smoke trailing between her fingertips as has not for the past hour let her eyes move from the door.
Hey.
Is everything okay? Where's...
He's downstairs, and he actually sent me to send you also downstairs. Everything is fine. Nobody got hurt. There wasn't any violence. In her head, she thinks to herself that I know of. And,
No violence.
yeah, that's what I'm aware of.
Okay. All right. Give me a second. And she's gonna walk into her room, take off her armor, lay all of her wands down, because she has like 7. She's going to put the wand of magic missiles. She's going to take everything that could be perceived as a weapon off and leave it on her bed. Even her bag of holding, because she could utilize that as a weapon.
You don't need to. There's not gonna. I think he just wants to talk.
Yeah. We're just going to talk. I figured with a person like Vaas, if he feels disarmed, I should be disarmed as well.
Oh, okay. I thought you were worried you were gonna have to fight him, which
Of
I don't understand
course
how
not.
or why, but yeah.
Of course not. I would never think that at all. That's a 17 on deception.
She buys it. Her insight's 11.
Absolutely. I would never have to fight him.
Yeah. I feel, it's silly I brought it up.
Well, I'll go talk to him. I guess just keep an eye on my stuff for me. I don't know who would take it, but I guess stranger things have happened.
Yeah.
And she'll leave she'll start leaving before V even responds, as she quickly makes her way out of the room.
And as you do, Orkira is coming in,
Past Seisha.
and then you pass Seisha on the way down.
I say, good night. Good night.
Night.
To
V hurriedly walks to her room and shuts the door.
Orkira stops at the door because now I think we're in the same room, aren't we? Like it's 2 rooms.
You're in the guy's room, aren't you?
Well, I'm in. I don't remember which room.
No,
Doesn't
y'all are
matter.
all in one room, and then
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
the boss
Oh,
room.
that's right, because you can't sleep on the sofa.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're in our room, yeah.
Okay. I stop. I'll glance over at Vinley, and you can just tell she's irritated. She's upset. She's annoyed. She's spent the last hour freaked out, and now is coming off of that. And so she just and will continue down the hallway and is going to go back outside.
Am I in the bedroom by myself or with Orkira?
I haven't gone into
I'm
the bedroom, so
walking in.
okay.
You're
Seisha
walking
would
in.
walk in.
Holy crap. Wait, who's in the bedroom with me?
Me.
Okay. And you just entered?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just sort of holding a pillow. But obviously I seem a little weird, but actually fine.
You okay, V?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good night.
Night.
All right.
He goes to the bathroom. With the pillow?
Okay.
I've been there before.
And she's just having such a hard time not telling anyone about the cat man. She's just having such a hard time. She wants to so badly, but she knows she can't, and she's got to get it out somehow. But she knows that it's bad and she shouldn't, and she thinks she kind of made a new friend, I guess, and like probably shouldn't immediately go against that. So she does like her little like 1-a-day message thing to Renair. When she does that, is it in your head or like do you say it out loud?
Either or.
Okay. In her head, she kind of does like a little like whisper out loud, I guess. She's just like, I can't tell you exactly, but I just gotta tell you one thing. Catman.
Loud and clear.
And you get, sounds riveting. I can't wait to hear about it when you can tell me. And then that's it.
Yeah, I would say I didn't use all the words. Could I continue saying something or no?
Oh, you could have. Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
because I used about 15 words. Okay,
14.
14.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So continue.
All right,
Oh,
I
you get that. You didn't. before you-
don't know what this story will be by then, honestly.
Okay. And then you get the reply of sounds exciting. I can't wait to hear. Blah blah blah. So what he says is what you get back.
He's kind of anticipating the whole town coming up with crazy like rumor stories about what the Catman is.
Mhm.
But Vinley will go down and look. Like she still looks poised, but to everyone else, but to her friends, she looks shaken. And she just looks around the bar for the Vaas.
I am sitting on a bench. I probably would have bought. No, I can't. I'm just sitting, waiting.
I would also like to note that Savard is not with me, and my holy symbol is gone as well. And I will approach, but keep like a confident 5 feet from Vaas. And I'll just approach.
Sit for a moment.
Okay. She'll just settle into the bench.
I am the last person in this group who could ever lecture you on morality. This town, perhaps this continent even. So I'm not going to do that. I understand what you want now, I think. I can't convince you otherwise, so I'm going to do something else. I'm going to beat you. I am going to show you that your path to power is inferior to mine. And the first thing I'm going to do is make that devil kneel in front of me. I don't know how, but I will, and I'll do it without bargains, without calling to a higher power, without making a deal with a hag or a devil. I'll do it my way with my cunning, and I will show you beyond a shadow of a doubt that your path to power is inferior to mine. And then maybe you'll see. Because the one thing I will not do is give up my autonomy. I can't stop you, but I can show you a better way.
Very well. I look forward to being proven wrong.
And I look forward to proving you wrong. And I stand up and extend a hand to you.
I will take it and then kind of pull you in and say, and I will show you that the way you are living your life is inferior to mine, because life is no life without joy in it.
Life is no life, it's not your own. I clasp her hand and release it. And with that, I will go to sleep.
Oh, sorry.
I just wanted to ask the stone a question tonight.
Hey, what are you asking the stone?
What are the consequences of repeatedly using the Stone of Golor to uncover knowledge?
You aside from the searing pain knowledge costs you, there is no consequences, only knowledge. That's what you get.
Mhm.
Okay. And after that, you go to bed?
Yep.
All right.
You said that there's a sliver of a moon out, right?
Yes. There is, but it is covered by cloud cover.
Yeah, there's a
Okay.
sliver of moon glow through clouds, but it is completely covered.
Okay. Orkira spends about an hour on the roof, glaring at where the moon should be, angry. Finally calms down, heads back inside, curls up in front of the fire, goes to sleep. Or in front of the fireplace. I'm assuming there's no fire.
You can make one.
Yeah.
She thinks about it for a second, but at that point she's calm, so she just gets out of her armor and goes to sleep.
All right, so everybody retires to their beds, correct?
I think Vinley will just sit on that bench and watch as everyone leaves. And then after everyone leaves, then she'll go up to her bed and lay down.
You all retire to your beds and begin your rest for the night, thinking about what lies ahead and the different ghosts from your own pasts you might encounter along the way. Vaas, as you sleep, your mind races almost restlessly thinking about the names you saw in that book. However, when sleep does finally take hold of you, you find yourself hearing the sounds of the ocean again. You feel the spray of the salty air against your face and brings you to a familiar home of the creaking wood and straining ropes of a ship. All around you is nothing more than a blue, flat horizon as the slight chill of the changing seasons begins to take hold.
Your mind shifts to the sounds of chains rattling across the deck as you turn to see all of your demons cuffed and banded to chains, forged and embedded into cannonballs. You see the man with the imp. You see the deacon. You see Ileana, Manshun, all of the nobles of Waterdeep, and every member of the Reforged Ring you've encountered in your years along the Sword Coast, from the deserts of Kalimshan to the frigid wastes of Icewind Dale. You see the cultists of the Eye, the mob boss known as the Rose, his assassin, the Harlequin, and you see the pit fiend, Bozka, which your gaze lingers on a little longer as your mind races with how you plan to torture the devil, knowing his arcane bands bind him to this plane, and killing him would only send him back to the hells.
You revel in the thought of how you outplanned and outmaneuvered every single one of them, binding them to servitude for years. But today, Today their contract ends, and it will be by your hand. One by one, you and your crew stab them in the stomach. A painful wound only made more painful by the salt water they will soon embrace. A wound that would kill them, but not before they are consumed by the deep or what lies beneath. And with each mortal wound, you send them over the edge backwards into the frigid water below, so you can watch their face as they fall and sink to their doom. It feels good, almost euphoric. And for a long while, you remember how ruthless you once were and look forward to when you feel that way again.
Or Kira. You rest on the hardwood floor as your mind contemplates on the dark, troubling histories of your friends across multiple planes, and sink into the thoughts of how you could help them and how you always have to fix more than one problem at a time. You think over all the times you've been in danger and how easily it could have been solved if you either had more power or more time to think. But some of your friends do not allow for such luxuries. With each memory of possible future, you think of every time one of them falls, freely, too impatient to even hear all the information wanting to trudge forth into the frays of adventure. Briv following behind, looking for glory of battle and felling his enemies. Penelope, too kind and innocent to acknowledge the danger she so willingly wades into. Harold, the exact definition of curiosity kills the cat, or martyr, depending on which side of the bed he woke up on that day. And finally, Vinley, a woman so consumed by her own fears, guilt, and insecurities, she only seems to seek power to fill that void, knowing it will eventually consume her.
With each thought process of each scenario, you realize it just gets easier and easier to not waste your time and let them consume themselves in their willful ability to not listen to your wisdom. You don't protect them, you don't heal them. Things die, and then they are reborn, and that is the way of the phoenix. So in time, you feel a calm wash over you as the diamonds turn to dust over their corpses, and you hope they will eventually learn their lessons through the resurrection sickness that weakens their body. Maybe they will stop being reckless if you're not there to protect them. However, the further down this road you go, you start to realize the simplicity of the power of the curse of the Sibrex has granted you. How easy it would be to just accept your fate and become a thing you once hated, and understand that in your own majestic, fully realized draconic power, how easy it is to control the beings lesser than you and hope that they will finally listen. And with that thought, you drift into an even deeper slumber.
V. You fall asleep, and you hear something that feels like the constant rumbling of thunder. You've heard it 1,000 times, but it always fills you with adrenaline as your skin is covered in goosebumps. Hundreds have been broken, beaten, and reborn under the roar of the crowd, where only the strongest survive. However, it is not you in the ring. No, you are on the throne of the rebuilt underground blood and fortune pits. You now have a team of loyal subjects that chant your name for any and all that challenge you. But your real power comes from the money earned in the gambling of people's lives. The dark side of Waterdeep that shows its true colors when you peel back the pretty paint of the most modern city. This power and money comes with its privileges, as you now make decisions of the Council of Mass Lords. Also, you are undefeated. You've taken the opportunity to clean out the darkest sides of the underbelly for your new underground network and rule it in a way you just feel is just.
For a moment, you feel closer to the Goliath bloodline than you ever have before. You remember the words of Vaas saying that you are born from conquerors and warlords. The words Gelda spoke to you about them being driven by competition and are the fiercest of enemies, but the closest in families. And now you sit at the top with new ambitions as you revel in the thought of ruling an underground while your father is merely a pawn of Manchun. Your thoughts race and play out countless battles, each one more dangerous than the last, but no one stands a chance. The echoes and whispers of your power and prowess sweep all across Waterdeep until one day you see the towering gray-skinned bald man that is your father, Elerthak Gathala, walk into your ring. A sadistic grin of prideful euphoria creeps across your face as your mind fades, knowing you are about to make the Titan kneel to the daughter he found worthless.
Vinley, your mind races to the choices you've made lately and where they have led you and who they have led you away from. You realize you are in a town that you don't care about, wondering about how Declan is, what Fala is up to, and yes, a thought even drifts to Davil that seems to linger curiously longer than you would have originally intended. But you don't hate it. You enjoy the strange idea of the four of you being a family. You don't even focus on the details of how it could work or why Kara would let you have her son. Instead, you focus on the four of you spreading magic throughout the world, unbridled by restrictions of law or etiquette. Your home is grand and imposing, but draped in elegance and beauty. A garden for Fala with a nest of undead familiars you have conjured throughout the years. The encouragement and support of the bardic son of Davil. The school of mages all being taught by the powerful mage Declan as you rival the power of the original Blackstaff himself.
You watch in gleaming pride as you tend to your studies, knowing that what the future holds for all. The end of all things. A name in the book of the Seneschal, Jergal. However, your most prized possession is the decrepit, resurrected, subservient elven man who controlled you through magic for years, Illitran. Now, nothing more than a living thrall under your control. You think about this and wonder why you are not chasing this dream, to make it a reality instead of dredging through the woods of other people's problems. You start to feel caged and forced into a situation amongst monstrous dominions you have no power to fight. Your mind races back to the dream and you see them all withering away as the Seldarine deny you all becoming Baelnorns, and thus you find another answer. You, Fala, Davil, and even Declan can create a peaceful world, one to protect the lineage of all those you care about, as you become a family of liches.
Harold, it isn't long before you drift into the ethereal realm of the Dreamlands and you instantly see yourself back on the streets of Waterdeep. You get a warming, prideful feeling that is very similar to the way Morrowind must feel while walking down the town of Daggerford. You feel no burden of fear of having to watch over your back. The Rose and Harlequin are long dead. You look back to see the imposing squad of the BFGs at your back, all brandishing a crimson-red half-cape. You realize you are in a parade, a ceremony of sorts, as the town praises your efforts in making it safer. No longer strangled by the gripe of the Xanathar, the Rose, or the metal hand of Manchun. Something feels different, though, and it's hard to pinpoint exactly what it is, but it doesn't matter, as you are Harold, as the defender of Waterdeep. All you know is whatever you did was enough to make the city safe.
You then see yourself walking into Persian's palace, as you sit at a table of crimson lords, of which you are a part of. You see your friends, Seisha, V, Orkira, Renair, Petunia, Vaas, Vinley, Mert, Jarlaxle, and anyone else you deem worthy enough to do what is necessary to keep Waterdeep protected from unnecessary threats. You're all deciding the fate of a few nobles and guild members that have begun questioning the new direction of Waterdeep, one of which you see is V's father. You think back to all the times you saw him come down on her too harshly, stripping her of dignity and self-worth when she did not fall in line of what he deemed important. You think of how he neglected V's grandmother and abandoned all ties to their past, making sure to throw away anything that could be tied to the old ways, unless it could be seen as a trophy. You think of how his influence over the city has tormented lives through the discovery and distribution of harrow dust, and for this moment you revel in the power you have over him to make it all disappear.
You do not senselessly kill, but you sentence him to life in prison and internment of civil services to the city, so he can give back to the society he tried to dismantle. All of this done with the power of your words. No need for overwhelming power or death. With Vaas's wit in your ear, Seisha's knowledge to gift information, V's strength, muscle out any threats, Vinley's magic for protection, or Kira's wisdom for guidance, the resources of Mert, Jarlaxle, and Renair, as well as Petunia's love. You find solace and comfort in the new reformed Waterdeep as you sit upon the throne as its overlord. Knowing the work is done, you sit as the Crimson King of the Red Wing, as you have an out-of-body experience and see a man in deep crimson robes, as he puts on a familiar, smiling white, red, and gold mask with shining crimson gauntlet.
The last few months, Seisha, have been a roller coaster of emotions and knowledge, but none more than the past few days of learning about your mother being alive and what the Cult of the Eye is doing. You find comfort in this knowledge, but there is a hole inside of you that is an endless, deep pit that grows and grows and hungers like a black hole. With each drop of knowledge, it only leads to more questions. More stories, more things to be understood. What is the Elder Eye? Where did it come from? What does it want? Why does it want it? Where is your mother? Why did she leave you? What stories can you unravel from being shrouded in the depths of countless lies? What knowledge does that hag wish to gain from you? And the endless answers on how to save your friends.
You find yourself within the halls of a grand library. It is nothing you recognize, but assume it to only be the halls of Candlekeep, although the shelves stretch up and out into the endless gray mists as an uninformed image your mind is trying to construct. With the stone of Golor in hand, you pore over endless ages of knowledge and see the importance of using Aupensor, the psionic lord of reason and enlightenment, for omniscience, and begin the dark thought of pursuing the task of gaining his power through your connection with the Elder Eye, as the area around you begins to fade into darkness. The endless mists begin to fade to dark smoke, where you see writhing tendrils reach out and crawl across the walls as they begin to consume everything in your mind.
You look to see a towering, glorious Adonis figure whose skin is painted with the dark black nebulous skies of the cosmos. His eyes now gone, as the top half of his head, starting at his nasal cavity, looks like shredded flesh formed into a crown, cradling a brazier of black smoke with writhing tendrils. The lower half of him is split open from the waist down like a dress made of writhing smoke and flesh. And from where his wings once were is a series of 100 hands, all lashed together with dark, inky flesh that looks like a maddening abomination of what should be wings. You feel the presence of the Elder Eye as you see each palm open to reveal 1,000 eyes peering almost through you and even past you as you hear.
I see you, Pincheska.
And that's where we're going to take our break.
I'm sorry. No.
Yep. So
No, this is good. Nope. I need to go
Vito?
and like curl up in a corner. So
Okay.
yes. please,
remember
please
to
break.
enter
Yes, break.
hashtag Beyond and hashtag Eldritch for your chance to win an Eldritch Foundry miniature and a D&D Beyond Players Bundle. We will be back in about 15 to 20 minutes. Stick around for episode 2 of our Chronicles of D4 recap show.
Yay! It's
Um,
fun.
And we're back.
I saw Lauren. Okay, yes.
Good? You
Yeah,
good?
that was just so funny. The BFGs had a slight disagreement as Vaas said that he was going to go alone, but in a second thought, he took Vio Miliana with him to the orphanage where they saw a couple of guards waiting.
Yep. And
Outside.
through some chicanery, slipped in semi-unnoticed, completely noticed, and the legend of the Catman was born. And
Catman of Daggerford.
Catman of Daggerford, but Vaas made his way in, talked to Mother, found some interesting information out, and came back to the tavern unscathed. No,
A little
little scathed,
a little
but,
dirtier.
but no, no murder. So
And
there's that.
after a couple
Boss
of
did not choose violence.
He did not. Surprising. He also hung out and was friendly towards V.
Character growth.
And
On my
then
level.
the BFGs had a few conversations for having a wonderful night's sleep.
Yeah.
You can all hit the long rest button if you have not done so already.
Yep. As you can all hit the long rest button as all of you wake up at the exact same moment.
Ah!
I must have slept in.
Orkira lights the fire.
It ignites.
I'm going to assume I heard yelling in the other room.
Orkira, are you okay?
No,
What happened?
that the last time that you encountered that thing, that far realm thing, the thing that we fought yesterday, that thing.
Yeah,
Is there like lingering effects from that?
I would not be the person to ask or know. But you know what? Maybe I think this theory has some backbone to it.
Okay.
I'm gonna knock on their door.
I'll be with you. We woke up at the same time.
Yeah.
She opens the door, sees the both of you. Does the thing, when you get
devil
attacked
thing.
by the evil stuff from the far realms with the creepy voice and all of that you've told me about, is there like lingering effects from that?
What?
Sometimes. What are you talking about?
Why were you yelling?
I had it was not good sleep. And the last time I had dreams like that, it was bad. It was super bad, and I was not me. So, yeah.
Wait, you had a bad dream?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Oh.
It was a dream.
Oh, that's weird. I had a bad dream. I think we both had bad dreams.
Mm.
Let's all get inside. Here, I'll.
Inside where?
I mean,
And
your
you
room.
see Vinley, her hair's a mess. This is Vinley freshly woken up, which
Whoa.
is a sight literally none of you have ever seen.
Whoa!
What? Why are you yelling?
You haven't pressed to digitize, and you look like not you, sort of.
You look fine.
You look great. It's
Oh,
just
thank you.
your hair is. Wah!
It's the short hair. It sticks up when I lay on my back. What?
Orkira's gone back over to the fire and sat down and is
That's
okay.
futzing with her armor, but she's still just obviously upset.
I didn't have a bad dream, but it was very vivid. I will say that.
Oh no. Okay, show of hands. Who had a weird, vivid dream?
I mean, all of my dreams are vivid.
Oh Oh, we got
Alright.
attacked or something.
Is this the thing, the Elder Eye thing?
I mean,
Vaas and Venley weren't there.
Oh, that's true.
I just slept for 8 hours.
Where?
whoa. That's not normal.
You were not. She's
My
saying
head
you weren't at
hurts.
the fight. That was
True.
with the Elder Eye, the creepy stuff. And is sleeping not 8 hours? Is that not normal? No.
No, I meditate for 4, and then I wake up 4 hours before all of you. I must have had a really good dream. I have some stuff to do that I usually take care of before you all wake up, so
Yeah, you.
bye.
Is there
Okay.
anyone who tests for lingering effects, magic, that sort of thing?
Well,
Identify you.
we could try.
Orkira seems to be volunteering.
Orkira is obviously freaked out.
Okay.
So
So
yeah,
it
when you
seems
say
like-
that, she just
Some people had good dreams and some people had bad dreams, which to me says maybe not like an attack, maybe like a suggestion.
Wait, who had a good dream?
Vinley suggested she was having a good dream.
Roughly now I come walking back out with 3 familiars and I look perfectly fine and I'm completely dressed.
And
Had a
then
good dream.
and then Vigo looks at Harold and goes, maybe it just wasn't bad to her.
I don't.
She sees Vinley just walk away with like 3 dead forms floating around her.
Oh, I cast Identify on Orkira. This should be fun.
I haven't put on my armor or anything yet, so she shouldn't accidentally identify any of my stuff. But
A lich.
yes, this is
I knew it.
Hypocrite.
Fucking knew it.
You identify as a half dragon, correct?
I.
Oh.
So I don't know anymore. Or Kira will continues to insist that she is a dragonborn, but and so if you ask, she firmly believes it. But if she's always kind of suspected that maybe, like, you know, if you did science, you'd like, she's been mutated a bunch of times, so it wouldn't surprise her, but she doesn't know.
And just for clarifying sake,
And Lauren doesn't know either, for clarifying sake.
identify only works on objects.
Nope.
So
You
for
can cast it on a creature, and it tells you what spell effects are active on it. It's the last.
okay,
thing.
spell effects, got it. Yeah.
Yeah, last time this happened to Akira, that's how they found out that she was a simulacrum. And and the last
Ooh.
time that she had a nightmare like this was because she was a simulacrum. So that's why she's like, just do it.
Okay.
She's
Okay.
having nightmares right now.
There's no curses. There's no magic currently on Orkira. There's a little bit of muddiness when it comes to like what she is.
So
The dragon.
she's a thing.
No lingering magical effects.
Okay.
So that would make it a psychic effect, right? Like kind of because I mean, if it is the evil eye, right? Then Brainy is what he does best.
Yes. It would be rather odd for him to attack us at such a random time.
Who felt like their dream was bad?
It had its moments.
Raises hand.
Like overall, got a feeling afterwards of uncomfortableness or unease.
Nervously looks around the room.
Harold waves. He's like, "This is exactly what I'm saying. Half of us experience something negative. Half of us experience something positive. There's clearly something weird going on."
I wouldn't say positive. I would say neutral.
Okay, so a neutral, and then 2. I'm assuming you had positive effects, and like by the time you were done, you were like, that was a satisfying dream. I'm glad I had that. Am I wrong?
It makes me feel motivated, I'll say that.
Okay, then there we go. So
Harold,
I would agree with Vaas. It makes me feel motivated toward the goal.
I will say, just for clarity, the dream wasn't I didn't think it was bad at the time. I feel bad about it afterwards.
Right, me too. At the
feel
time, I
bad
was
now.
like living it up, but when I woke up, I was like, whoa, didn't like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, so
yeah, yeah.
wait. So you
I
say
agree.
it was motivating. Okay, so let me go ahead and describe my dream. I don't mind describing it, okay?
Sure.
Here I am, Harold, except we're in a parade. All of you are wearing red capes like you work for the Red Wing, right? And I'm dressed in like all this red. I know, it's ridiculous, but just follow me, right? So, and I'm dressed in all this red, but not there. There I'm still me, and we're walking through the streets and everybody's loving it, and I know that I've killed everybody who was in my way, right? Like in my mind, I don't think of them like, oh my God, the Harlequin's still out there. The rose is going to hurt these people. I think of them as like a list that I've scratched off. Like, this is already taken care of a long time ago. I'm fine. And nothing in this town can hurt me because I get to decide. And we are all sitting at a table and we decide as a group who in the town gets to make it and who the town doesn't, who gets to live, who dies, and exactly how and exactly when. And at the end of it all, here I am sitting on a throne, dressed in all reds, putting on my mask, and I'm Manchun. Because I'm the Red Wing, right? So I'm wearing the gauntlet because I'm keeping up the ruse. Only I control everything, including all of you. And it was wrong. It was everything I know I could do, but I'm terrified of. It's the part of me that knows that I can just talk people into almost anything. I could probably in the next 30 minutes, if I really wanted to, I could convince at least one of you I'm a dragon. That's too much power. That's too much.
Not gonna be me. I won't believe it.
Well,
Dragons are always too much power.
well, you get the picture. What I'm saying is, to me, it represented everything that on the very fringe, if I was very lucky and very smart and had all of you at my back, I could make it happen. But
Something you wanted?
it maybe in my weakest moments when I'm most upset, something dark and twisted, something that only fleetingly passes through my mind before I go, oh no, of course we can't do that. That goes against everything I stand for.
Who had a dream about desire?
What Harold describes is pretty much what happened to me.
Yeah.
Does this sound like
But you guys weren't even in mine. I guess technically in a way Harold was, because I guess technically in a way Manchun was, so.
I certainly had a dream about desire. Does this sound like magic anyone here knows?
Can I roll an Arcana check? Like, do I know a spell that could intrude 6 people's minds?
The thing is, all of our do you all feel like your dreams came to like an end right before you woke up?
Yes.
It's weird that your yell waking all of us up, our dreams, we weren't like in the middle of them. We all like ended right at the same time.
We all woke up at the same time?
Well, because you yelled, right? You yelled and you woke us up.
Oh.
I don't
No
feel.
offense. I'm just saying that's what happened.
It did seem like we all woke up at the same time, at least in this room.
I woke up and then heard her yell.
Oh, I don't know. To me, it was kind of right at the same time.
I don't feel addled in any way. And I remember very vividly when Xanathar had me under his control.
Yeah. This doesn't feel like a control thing. It feels like a suggestion.
Okay.
I have a
Vinley,
question. How does sorry.
Vinley, what was your Arcana?
24.
24. You know that there is a 5th level illusion spell called Dream, but it's one target.
One target. And there's no way to
Upcast it. Yeah. I'll relay all of this information that there is a way to intrude someone's dreams while they sleep, specifically while they're asleep, but it only works on one person. So either we have a coven of witches or we all just had an odd dream.
Did this feel similar to times when I've had dreams that were intruded on?
At first, no.
Okay.
Midway through, yes.
Okay.
Yes, it was definitely, you were having a dream, and then as you tried to push forward into pursuing that dream, that's when the darkness started taking over.
And then one more question. The figure I saw, did that feel like it was my solar again? Or did that feel like
100%.
100%? I was actually visited.
What?
Bye. Oh,
My solar.
Oh, wait, I thought
Remind me exactly what that is again.
it's an angelic being from the higher planes.
Okay, so it would be like if Agma visited you.
Hmm.
Not quite that level. They're high-ranking servants of Agma in this case.
Okay.
Didn't
I
something?
can't really go into detail, but the Elder Eye
enough.
spoke in mine.
The Elder Eye what?
Spoke.
Didn't
In
speak
yours?
mine.
It spoke in yours? I wasn't even in mine.
Mine didn't have anything to do with the Elder Eye. In fact, the opposite.
Did we all unintentionally make like some sort of sisterhood pact? Like if this is a coven of witch thing?
What did the not wanting to really explore this at all? What did the Elder Eye say?
It acknowledged someone that wasn't me.
Ooh,
Ooh.
I can't tell you.
okay, totally fine. I
Is it
understand.
one of those if I say the name it hurts your brain thing?
It might be.
It might just be a personal name that means a lot to Seisha that she doesn't feel comfortable telling us, which is totally okay.
Oh, I thought it was like a pain thing.
could be
It might.
both.
It might
Could-
be wise to question the other patrons of the tavern to see if they experienced something similar, if it was just us.
Wait, this is like when we all went to the far realm.
Could be.
Except we were fully conscious last time.
And we all saw the same things and not different things.
Right.
I
Mm.
think it's a good idea to ask if we were the only people that had nightmares, visions, dreams.
Vivid visions or vivid dreams would probably be the word to use.
Simple enough. Just go to the woman who works here and ask how she slept.
Oh
Sure.
yeah.
Just sleep
She
a
used to
lot.
sleep all the time.
You know, I gotta talk to her because I promised her I'd make her a bunch of water anyway. So I can do that. I can do that. And Orkira starts putting on her armor to go downstairs and
Well, let's go around just to be sure. And boss will go downstairs to do that.
yeah. Glennis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Bentley's
yeah.
gonna go to Seisha and pull her aside, but we'll do Orkira first.
Yeah, Orkira like frantically puts on her armor, probably in the middle of this conversation has been putting on her armor, and so as soon as she has an excuse to walk away, she does.
Okay. You're going downstairs?
Yeah, I'll go see if Glennis is around.
You walk downstairs and you see, just like it is every morning, as soon as the sun comes up, you can see it very clearly. There's at least light pouring in through the windows. It is full. There's lots of people. You see guards ending their night shift and having food to eat before they retire. And you see other people getting ready for the day. And like every morning, you see Glennis running the bar, very similar to a soup kitchen, as there's only one thing to eat, and it is another stew, and it's the same oily breakfast stew that was
Yep.
the same morning before.
Kind of like gruely, gritty.
Keeping an ear out for idle conversation, she'll go up to Glennis. Hey, good morning. Hi.
You actually do hear idle conversation.
One of the guards that you notice kind of groggily just, that's a long night, boring as usual. Did you hear rumors of a cat man?
You mean like a tabaxi?
No. Apparently there's a man in town who thinks he's a cat.
It could be side effects of what happened at the trial, maybe?
I guess, yeah, I heard that was wild.
Yeah.
And then
Good cover.
as you actually notice the blacksmith that was making the ceremonial breastplate. having a good morning stew, but he's not really doing anything yet. But you do see him at least.
Okay.
And you approach Glynis.
Hi.
What do you want? Pours a bowl. That's 3 copper.
I'll pay absentmindedly and then say, hey, did you get a chance to, you said you needed to get approval for me to do the whole water thing.
Yes. I cannot take all of the water, but if we find a place where we have multiple barrels, then it can be split up amongst the town.
Okay. Yeah, just let me know where and when. I think it's 30 gallons. I'm gonna double check right now. I should know this. I have to cast this every other day.
Right.
Yeah,
think
create
it was
food
30.
and water. I can do 30 gallons worth of water, and then you'll also get 45 pounds of kind of crappy food. But it sounds like, you want the 30 gallons of water. So just...
I guess it would be on par.
Oh, no. Your stew is awesome. What I make is filling and sometimes vaguely lobster flavored, but not really amazing.
So definitely a step up. Thanks.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I don't know where I'm gonna be, but yeah, I can do that whenever you need. Do you have some coffee? I had kind of a bad night's sleep. I could use some coffee.
No, don't get coffee here.
No tea, no anything.
I have tea bags. Water.
Okay. And there's a moment where Akira thinks about the fact that she's got a jug that also could probably make water, but realizes, I think
We did put water in a bucket up in the room.
No, her thought was, I could just pull out the jug and make a bunch of water, hot tea, or everything right now.
It also makes tea, yeah.
It does also make tea. So I think asking for the tea reminds her of that jug, and she spends a very long moment thinking about, oh, well, she had to ask for permission for 30 gallons, and I'll just ask about it later. Like, just in her head. And then out loud she'll say, yeah, I had a really, it's not your fault. Just had a really bad dreams last night. I don't know. How'd you sleep?
Sorry. Oh, I sleep. And looks to say well, but looks over at the table she typically sleeps at. I sleep fine.
And do I get the sense this is not a nightmare thing? This is a she sleeps at a table every night thing.
Yeah, definitely tries to at least be there for any wandering adventurers making their way into town.
Okay. Has someone ever taught you how to just sleep on the floor? I know it's like a skill, but have you ever thought about learning how to do that? I could teach you.
I do sometimes, especially when my back hurts. It feels good to stretch out, but
yeah. No, the floor is way better than like a chair or something like that. I can't do it right now, but remind me later. I've got some pointers for sleeping on the floor.
And you can see her looking at the small line that's building up, and she goes, yeah, but most people don't like walking into a tavern and seeing someone passed out on the floor. Doesn't look very good. So if you don't need anything else.
No, that's good, thanks. And I'll take the stew and head upstairs where everybody is and then say, no nightmares in general, I don't think. I think it was just us.
Interesting.
Although there was a weird thing I overheard about, apparently there's a guy who thinks he's a cat who's prowling. I don't know. The guards seem to be wary about him.
He immediately goes, weird.
Insight.
I mean, it sounds like it's probably just a tabaxi who's getting into trouble or
At
something.
least try to make a deception check. on it.
19.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Go ahead, just roll deception, B.
All right, let's do this.
Oh, I'm so happy.
12.
Oh, I gotcha. Do you know something about this?
My passive insight is 19.
I don't.
so,
Seisha doesn't ask, but Seisha game is asking. V knows something about this. Yes.
Yes, the answer
Yes.
is
Yeah, the answer is yeah. I thought you wanted me to tell you something in detail.
Nope.
And with my
Now that she
passive
knows.
insight in 19, I get the same thing that like her. Or Kira will IV but won't say anything because I think her mind is on the nightmare. So the cat thing is just like idle things that she's saying. Yeah, I saw the guy who made that armor that we ran into, and all the guards are talking about a cat guy, but I really think it's probably just a tabaxi. I mean, they're
There's a-
Maybe they
tabaxi
just
are a
haven't
thing, right?
seen one before.
A tabaxi?
Maybe.
I
Are
mean,
they-
I've only ever seen 2.
I've only
Okay.
seen 3.
All right.
One at the orphanage, I think, when we were there earlier.
That is one of the ones I have met.
Anyway, nightmare things are only us.
Well, that's good
Hmm.
news.
Maybe the
Is it?
Catman's responsible.
For the
Is
nightmares?
it good news that it's
Yeah.
only us?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, like, it's weird timing, right? A Catman shows up at the same time we all have these nightmares. Maybe they're connected.
Well, I mean, these are things I just overheard, and causation and correlation kind of, I don't know. It
That's
might be
fair.
worth
That's
looking
fair.
into, but like,
Look, if
mean,
I see
also
a
the-
Catman, I'm gonna flip shit. That's gonna be awesome.
We're supposed to meet with Morwen today, correct?
Yeah,
she's
she's
gonna
supposed to send-
somebody.
yeah.
I want to use this time maybe to cast a wider net. Before we automatically assume it was localized on us, it might be best to make sure. See if anyone else has ever experienced something like this before.
That's
Okay.
a
Quick-
hard thing to bring up with strangers.
Well,
Fair enough, but if this is a local town thing, or if we are specifically being targeted by the Elder Eye for whatever reason, or whatever this may be.
Well, I don't know if we need to bring it up with strangers, but there's probably still a couple people from the caravan around. There's
That's a good idea.
there's Bilver. There's people we
Hmm.
know that are still here that we can ask.
Then we can ask people who've been here a while, and some people who are new. Bilver might be someone good to ask, as opposed to, I may stop by the orphanage. Ask the woman there.
So I didn't get a chance to ask last night because I was kind of pissy.
And I understand why you were. Thank you for your patience.
I'm assuming if you're going
She's-
back there, then it's probably okay.
Not evil. Loves the children very much. No ill will there.
I mean, not evil kind of indicates loves the children very much.
Don't say that.
They're not in any harm or danger from her. That was my main concern.
Okay.
And the ring are not there.
Okay.
Where
That
are
was
they?
my elsewhere.
But they're still around.
Of course they're still around.
Well, I just mean like around the area.
I don't know about that, but I don't know if their presence is here or not, in all honesty.
Okay.
Well, I got some disturbing news last night. It's not pertinent at the moment. I'd rather we focus on this before I begin extrapolating that.
Hey, sounds good to me.
I
so,
agree.
not that any of this isn't important, but the reason we came out here was to do the thing for V.
Hmm.
So we're gonna talk to Morrowind, and we're gonna do stuff. But like, how much longer are we staying here?
Maybe not long, because I originally said I wanted to check out if the reforged ring was still here. They're not in the capacity that I believe they were, so our time spent here may be little, but I would like to know if this is a township thing or naturally occurring or whatever it may be. So we may not need to stay here as long as I had anticipated.
I promised the people downstairs I'd make some water for them. And
No.
if the reason that and we don't have to stay here anymore is the way we don't have to stay here anymore, I just want to, know how much longer we've got. So that's
Another
it.
day, at the very least, at most, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we help them with the water problem when they come in and ask us to, and then we move on after that.
Also, did Morwen say what she wanted to talk to us all about?
She didn't, but the way the conversation went, is she's probably going to ask us to go take care of the water problem.
That's
Are we-
that's my assumption.
And we're all prepared to do this?
Yeah, I mean, these people are drinking. I mean, look at that stuff. It's awful.
That's fine. Just curious.
Harold keeps cutting glances to Seisha. She's here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he keeps cutting glances to her, sensing that something is clearly off and wrong. But he's not saying anything. It's just kind of like an occasional glance, like with her incredible insight. It's just, are you okay? Kind of very subtly.
She is acting exactly how I'm acting.
Okay. Yeah, Harold will wait. We'll discuss that later.
I think Orkira sees that too, but Orkira is also still twitchy and nervous and weird, and so it's one of those like, I'm not going to throw stones in my little glass house. Like, I'm not going to mention your weirdness if you won't mention mine. Okay, all right. I don't know if we want to go do that now. Morrowind is supposed to just contact us. She knows we're here.
We can just go around and talk to a few people and just ask.
That sounds fine.
I've also never been to Daggerford. I would like to see some of the sights before we leave.
Not a
There are
lot to
sights?
see, but you can. Boss chuckles at that.
Yeah, I can take you for a flight if you want to get a sight.
Is that allowed? Or are we going to be
There's
shot
no Griffin
down?
riders here, so
There's still plenty of people with bows.
You think they can hit Orkira?
Oh, they can definitely hit me. No, absolutely. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, look at me. I can just
No,
heal
fair.
afterwards. So
Yeah, I guess it would have been more appropriate to say, do you think they could bring down Orkira?
Yeah, but the point is, we don't want to scare these people. We're here to help.
yeah, it's true.
Head off, come back here in a couple of hours.
Yeah, Seisha, who's partnering with you? I'd like to partner with you.
sure.
Cool. The old. Well, do we have a squad name? We need a squad name.
The Charmers.
Pretty Squad. Okay, Charmers is better, actually, way better than the Pretty.
Hey, am I in the squad?
Yeah, you were.
I read a story once about Team Pretty.
Cool, just want to make sure. I want to make sure I'm in the squad.
You're always in the squad. Always a member of any squad.
All right, good. Some pretty ones.
Yeah, definitely Pretty Squad.
All right.
Anyway.
I'm considering staying here because I bet when I create all this food and water, I'm probably gonna make some friends. They might be people I can just ask.
Fair enough.
No, I wish you would have told me you were going to be creating water today. I
Oh,
would
why?
have. I've been working on a thing. It's hard to explain, but I saw you creating water and I tried to emulate it. It's a bit different. I don't make as much as you, and it's just water. But I didn't prepare the supplies I needed to do that today.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a couple different ways to do it. Frankly, I wish the way that I could make just water made more water because that seems to make more sense. But if I do food and water, I get a lot more water, and then all the lobster bits.
Why does it always lobster with you?
It's not always lobster. Since I worked on it really hard for a very
And it
long
was
time.
awesome. Do not disparage the light taste of lobster.
It's not exactly. I mean, now that I've actually had lobster, it's better, but like
It's pretty close.
it's the smell's still off.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
lobsters, lobsters are just very common where I'm from, so I just don't like them very much.
Oh,
I had
love
6
Hey,
I had 6 years to perfect it, so
I head off for what I assume will be a fairly quick trip.
I will go downstairs and I will just hang out and like overhear whatever's happening in the tavern and wait for the hey, come make water.
I will wait for where Seisha wants to go because Harold will not suggest a place so as to see where she wants to be.
Do you want to go see Bilver?
Sure, if that's what you want to do.
Yeah. I mean, that's someone in town we know.
True. Let's hit up Bilver.
And I think I'm just gonna walk around town, maybe look for different shops. but I definitely want to go by myself and just wander around by myself for a little bit after the dream I had.
V?
He's in your squad, I think.
Yeah. She's still trying to think about like what she's gonna say about the cat man, because she knows she's gonna have to eventually say something.
Are you heading somewhere? Or
Yeah.
you want to come with us?
Yeah, yeah, I do.
All right, you come with us.
Yeah, I thought I was going with the pretty squad.
You are pretty squad. Pretty squad down. Let's go. Pretty squad.
She
Roll
doesn't
out.
want to admit that she was kind of spacing out.
And he will kind of turn to Seisha as we're going down and be like, "Oh, everything cool? Are you cool? Is everything all right?"
Fine. I've just gone through a lot the last couple days.
Well, I mean, you don't have to endure it all alone. I mean, you're everybody's rock when they need help, but if you need help, I mean, I'm here.
I see you, Pancheska.
Whoa.
Oh.
That's what it said. But it was looking through me. It wasn't looking at me.
Why didn't you want the group to know?
Because Venley was in there.
That's fair.
Oh. That makes
Yikes.
sense. She can't know.
Yeah. I mean, we can tell Kira and Vaas anytime, but...
That's brutal. Ugh. I didn't even think about that. But
Wait.
we're gonna have to think about this from now on.
Like this person was with you, or
that's
like
that's the succubus that the pit fiend is looking for.
I know, but like, were you her or with her in the dream?
No. I was standing in front of my solar, looking at what he's become, and it spoke.
This is one of those times I'm really, really upset that I'm one of your dumb friends. I do not know what the pieces of that mean. Oh, but I wish I did. I feel like the pieces are all there, and if I could just put them together.
I got nothing.
Harold, you're not a dumb friend. You know as much as I do.
I don't know about that. Intelligence is my dump stat. I mean, anyway, no, Harold will actually say, well, what I mean is this sort of like putting these puzzles together really only works if I can talk to people. I'm not super good at taking all the disparate pieces and making them into a whole. But maybe if it's looking through you, do you think maybe when you kind of go a little dark, do you think maybe that's what that could account for? Maybe it's not entirely you, right?
I don't think it's me. I think I was just there.
I just mean like maybe that's that influence.
I think whatever's going on with me is the minions don't attack me. They don't see me as a threat. I'm not a threat to them.
That's not true at all.
I know.
Definitely a threat to them.
So why don't they see me as one? Because they see me as an ally.
Or maybe, and this could just be Harold being an optimist, but I sort of am these days. Maybe it's sort of the same way that if I were to walk into the Rose's place, nobody would stab me. It's not because I am. It's
Harold,
because
I can be
them.
directly attacking them and they will turn and attack someone else.
What I mean, I'm not saying that you're wrong. What I'm saying is that doesn't mean it changes who you are.
No, I'm aware. I'm aware of that. I know.
It's just sort of the same like, oh, I see you as my side. No big deal.
Maybe it's not so much they see you as an ally, but maybe whoever they work for wants you alive for some reason.
All I know is
Like, no one gets to kill her but me.
all I know is I've never seen
That big of an enemy. Sorry, didn't mean that.
You're fine. I just don't think I've seen you really lose control in a long while, and you've been through a lot lately, just like you said. I think you're doing great, and I think that even though that's a mystery that we need to solve, and maybe it doesn't have a connection to the name or what's going on, I don't know. I just hate seeing you like this. Normally you're so bright and chipper, and this is kind of what I was worried about. And when I was a little bit meaner, I kind of warned you about I didn't want to see the world wear you down.
We all have to grow up sometime.
Yeah, but
Being cynical isn't growing up.
yeah, take it from us. We still party like it's the first day we met each other, you know, and I don't think that's ever going to change. And no matter how much the world beats us down, the important thing is that you get back up and listen to the music and start dancing again, because otherwise, what's the point?
I mean, if you become cynical, doesn't that mean that, like, I don't know, life won the fight or something? I don't know. It's probably bad advice.
Yeah, we're not exactly like fountains of wisdom, but all I know is you're my friend, and I wish I could take some of this pain away from you. And if there's anything I can ever do, or V, we're here for you, man. I hate seeing you like this, and I love you to death. You are my best friends. You in a bar with me, that's still weird. But it's more than that, you know? If my life's on the line and I see you, it feels a whole lot safer. I don't see you as some monster or naive. I think you've been a strong member of the team ever since day one.
Harold, I've been incredibly naive. I mean, it's understandable, but let's be honest about it. I am a very naive person, and it's led to people getting hurt. So it's time that I buckle down and grow up, because this isn't working. It's not. Everything's gonna get better. It will. And I'll learn to deal with everything better. I've gotta learn how to restore some trust.
Hey, man, I understand. Whatever you feels right for you, I'll support you in it, but I don't want you to think we ever thought of you as anything more than absolutely necessary on this team and absolutely necessary in our lives. We love you, and I know some of us aren't the best at showing it, but we all love you so much. And every step of your journey, no matter which steps you take, we're going to be right there, trying to either guide you on a path we feel is more right, whether that we are right or wrong, or supporting you with every decision. We're going to be there.
Hopefully I'll be making much less reckless decisions.
Sometimes those are the only decisions we have left to make. It's just the nature of the business, I think.
We were just trying to, have fun and stuff.
And we wound up binding one of our friends to a pit fiend.
I know, maybe next time we stick to braiding.
Yeah.
Sorry, that wasn't supposed to be.
No, that was
a
just,
big moment.
that was a brilliant delivery. I couldn't keep a straight face. I'm sorry. It was just really good. Harold will kind of shake his head and say, maybe there's more at work there than we realize.
I think there's more at work everywhere than we realize. When we get to those mountains, if we're already having experiences like this, we need to prepare ourselves for more nights like this. we're walking into the grave of an ancient being of incredible power that we know is exerting itself over the minds of the people there. I can take this as a practice run.
Nothing's beat us yet. I mean, hell, I didn't think we'd make it this far.
Fake it till you make it.
It's what I do best, baby. Let's go.
I don't think we've really faked being alive.
Yeah, well, I faked it. I have faked being alive, I'm sure, at some point. I don't know how, but I've done it. Oh, mannequin at school. Yep, fake being alive when I was dressed up in that mannequin.
Wouldn't that be faking not being alive?
Isn't that
No,
faking
because I
being
came
alive?
out in the whole mannequin wearing it, going, "Oh, I'm alive!" It was hilarious right up until I got kicked out of that class permanently. That wasn't as funny. Anyway, we should get going.
Yeah.
I take it the mannequin wasn't supposed to be alive.
No, and I will hug Seisha very, very tightly.
She kind of gives a light hug back.
And I will I won't pour it on. I'm just gonna kind of just be there and talk, and we'll just have a nice conversation while we head out.
Okay, as you head down, I'm assuming the other three of you, or Kira, are you staying in the room or are you just staying at the tavern?
I think she's gone back down to the tavern, is going to hang out there so that she can overhear conversation, so that she can have other people to distract her, because she's not willing to deal with what has just happened. So she's going to use whatever distraction and then be available for when it's time to make water and if a message comes in, because she knows she can cast sending and grab everybody. So she's not looking to be alone, but she'll hang out in the bar. They're discussing in detail about all of the whiskey that I'm going to burn.
As you come down, you actually see a couple of guards entering with the fair-skinned, stunning woman that carries a very strong presence with her as everyone raises their glass and cheers to the center tower covered with all the accoutrement of the fallen. And you see Morwen Daggerford enter the tavern. And everyone stands at the feet, toasts to, raises a glass to her, then toasts to the pillar, and then sits back down.
I'll do all the same things. Am I the only one there of all the BFGs, or has everybody else left already?
I think Vaas and Vinley went down with you, and the other three are still on the balcony having a private conversation before finishing their way down the stairs.
Okay.
This would have been before Vaas and Vinley left.
Yeah. That works for me.
So, but she enters, smiling and nodding to anyone who greets her politely, and her eyes look to you, Orkira, as you are quite recognizable. And it is as she is on her way to you that you see the blacksmith
kind of get up and with a large grin on his face just make his way over and shakes her hand, and they seem to start having a polite conversation.
Since we've made eye contact, I'll walk on over to greet her and try to get there to also listen.
Okay. And you kind of pick up and goes, "I've almost got it done. I've worked all night and done. You're gonna love it. Whoever it's for is gonna love it. You challenged me, and I thank you very much. I owe you everything."
That is so glad to hear. They say that you don't have the best blacksmith in town, or at least your smith shop, but why would I go to anyone less? You are doing magnificent work.
Thanks, Morwen. I appreciate it, and I can't wait to deliver it. I'm gonna go work on it right now. And he smiles, holds his head high, and exits the tavern in high spirits.
Considering
Everyone
the
will
last
remem-
time. Oh, sorry.
And everyone will remember your name when you have this done.
And he smiling, head held high, heads off down the street.
Considering the last time I overheard the two of them talking about this piece of armor, do I get the sense, like the last time he was kind of grumbling and upset and was talking, has his demeanor changed? And is it like put on because she's there and is surrounded by all these people, or does he
What's
really?
your passive insight?
I believe it's a 19.
19.
Yep.
His feelings are genuine. It's not a show. Like with
Okay.
your 19 passive, he picks up that he is excited and thrilled.
Okay. Then I will genuinely like smile at her and say, "Oh, it's good to see you again. What armor are you getting made?"
It's for a loved one.
Oh,
But
that's nice.
that's not important. What's important is if you have the time. I've been made aware that you are gifting the town with water.
Well, apparently it's got to be a thing that we got to do through official channels. But yeah, I can make water.
Morin kind of like looks at herself, kind of looks at, her hands and nonchalantly like, oh, official titles. It's probably important.
I mean, I guess. Yeah.
I'm kidding. Of
Okay.
course, I'm the one that sanctioned it.
Oh,
As long
okay.
as you're sharing it and distributing it as equally as possible, that's all I ask for. My town is all I care about, and if one tavern has favor over any of the others, then that's just not fair. Especially in these trying times where water due to the river, which is actually why I'm here, is the rest of your party, what was it?
Friends?
BFGs. Just what it means is on
Oh,
the
yeah.
tip of my tongue.
You can ask Harold. I'll have like 12 answers for you. But yeah, everybody's upstairs, and Orkira will turn around, and I guess we'll probably see Vidley and Vaas because they were coming down.
Yep. And your passive sees the other three make their way out onto the balcony level, but they have not made their way down.
Finley looks really confused because I don't think she saw the entrance where everyone was like, haha, yeah. She just saw Orkira talking to this pretty lady, and she's just like, am I supposed to know who this person is?
I'll bring her on over to Vinley and Voss and say, you didn't get a chance to meet two of them. Vinley, Bill. How am I supposed to address you? I don't remember. We were in the middle of getting attacked, and everyone has a different title.
I am Duchess Morwen Daggerford, but you can call me Duchess.
Duchess, Bill, Vinley. I'm gonna go upstairs and grab the rest of everybody.
Lady Daggerford, my name is Bill Ronto. Pleasure to meet your acquaintance.
And she holds her arm out.
I take it, is she wearing the sword?
She is definitely, it is on her hip. She is
Right to
fully
business.
armored and in her regal, like militia look. And she grasps your hand very much like a soldier does, and all the way up to the forearm. And it is a firm grip. And there's nothing dainty about her, although her looks should suggest otherwise.
Thank you. I have heard you're to thank for the group's assistance in defeating that, how would you describe it, fiend creature, that unfortunate transformation, I guess would be best.
And you see like sorrow just kind of wash over her for a moment. She goes, ah, yes. My brother may have been ignorant in his ways of ruling this town, but it is still sad to lose such a person close to you. But yes, there was a group that was able to take this blade, and she puts a hand on her hip, from my brother. Once they were able to exorcise the pit fiend from his presence, although the pit fiends seemed not to be harmed by its flames, they were harmed by the magics imbued by the person wielding it.
Impressive thing, then. Glad that it stayed within your family.
And I've gone upstairs to go get everybody else.
As we gather our group, shall we as well head upstairs, or do you want us to retire to your quarters, your keep? Do you simply wish to speak with us?
I can speak with you here. There's no... You are adventurers, and Daggerford owes its livelihood to adventurers. We welcome you, openly, all of you.
I'm gonna stop you right there. Can I roll an insight check on this lady? She's laying it on mighty thick right now, and Vinley's like,
100%.
Okay.
I'll do it out of habit,
Oh, God.
mainly because she's got something Vaas wants.
I got a 7. I just don't like this lady.
16.
16 for your insight, and
7.
everything that she is exuding is genuine.
Gross.
It may be slightly exaggerated, but you pick up that she is someone that believes in hard work, gets results. And
Well, is this something that should not be said amongst the townsfolk? From what I understood, you had a mission of some sort for us.
yes, you would be aiding Daggerford, and you would be blessing us all with your efforts. Our river seems to have run foul, which is...
By this point in time, I'm assuming the rest have come down.
Yeah, she's
Yeah, okay,
acknowledged
cool.
the
Hey,
rest.
hey, the nice lady's here. The Duchess lady's here. Come on, come on,
All
come
right,
on.
let's go.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
I'm gonna fall back into the crowd after that. After they've all come up, I'm just like,
Yes, you will all be, if you so wish, and to bless us. And we would be ever grateful if you could find the source that is tainting the river. We do not know how far up the river it is, but if you could cleanse the waters, it would bring fresh water back to us and bring life back to our plants, to our livestock, to our people. And with people, she kind of says a little bit exuberantly, and they all like, huzzah, and raise to her with like smiling. It's almost infectious how much they love her.
Vinley kind of jumps when they all scream. Just like, oh my God.
And we have been forced to resort to our cistern waters.
Do you have any leads? Is this contamination physical, magical, anything?
Poisonous.
I am unsure.
Okay.
What are the effects of drinking the water in its current condition?
It does seem to ail you in a way a poison would, but not as a poison is, if that makes sense. It is tainted, but not through alchemical means. I will warn you, we have sent one other adventuring group forward. We have not heard back from them. Granted, they could have just not done the task.
Do you
Did
happen?
you? Go ahead.
Do you happen to have a sample of the water that has been uncleansed or untainted by magic or anything like that that I could possibly test? She's kind of speaking from around V.
You could just walk to the riverbed.
No, I was just wondering. Thank you.
Who is this other group? If we encounter them along the way, it might, and they're in distress, it might help to know who they are.
I forget the name. It's been...
It's been a long time then, I guess.
Insight?
Okay.
Hmm.
Is she lying about forgetting their name, Dirty 20?
Oh my God.
She seems to. She's not lying.
Okay.
And she goes, started with, it was like alliteration. R's. Rowdy something. Rowdy. I'm sure if you find them and any adventuring group that starts with rowdy, you would be able to discern as them.
How long ago did you send them?
Since the beginning of these problems. About a month ago. And
Do I know of any adventuring groups that start with the name Rowdy?
I was
From
about to ask.
My fan fictions. And...
Yeah. Can
Make a
I
history check.
can I make that as well? Just because I've been traveling up and down the
What was
Sword
it,
Coast.
history?
Yes. Oh come on! It was almost an 18.
I did get an 18.
Ah. I got an 11.
I mean, it's a word. I'm sure it's used in a lot of adventuring groups.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing stands out to you all.
No alliterative rowdy names. Okay.
Rowdy ruffians, rowdy renegades, rowdy.
Yeah, they all sound familiar. All of those sound like they could be adventuring group names.
At first, Vinley's like, the frontline fighters. No.
I turned to her and I
What?
say, go ahead.
What? Obviously, if we do this, we're going to be putting ourselves at some risk. What can we expect as far as compensation?
Harold just turns and looks over at Seisha, just
I-
completely stunned by that question.
there are 6 of you.
Hmm.
We are a small town, and if I remember correctly, you're from Waterdeep. We
Mhm.
cannot offer as much riches as Waterdeep, but would 100 gold suffice each? So,
That's fair to me.
Was it the Rowdy Howdy Boys? Sorry, that name just came back to me all of a sudden.
I hope it's.
Boss briefly wonders if there are other adventuring parties that have stupider names than their own.
I believe they pulled their name from. They all had the same name.
It wasn't the Rowdy Roddies, was it?
But definitely not the Rowdy Howdies.
The one I believe it was Seisha, correct? We met yesterday. Close. And Seisha, just so you know, yeah, she was lying when she said sent them as soon as the water tainted.
Some people just call them the boys, you know? Watch out for the boys.
How long did you actually wait before you sent them?
Oh.
I am a lore seeker.
I can see that. If you don't mind, we have somewhere more private to speak.
We have rooms upstairs.
Follow me then.
Your Grace?
And she nods to the 2 guards at her side to follow her and gestures for you to show the way.
I lead the way up to the room.
Okay.
And show her in.
And she enters. Is anybody else going, or is it just Seisha?
Oh, no.
I'll
I mean, we're all going, I
I'm
assume.
100% in this room. I want to see what this lady actually talks like.
Yeah. Do the guards come into the room as well, or do they like?
Absolutely. Nope.
Oh,
they come
okay.
in the room.
Okay.
They stand at the door, either side of it, but
Hmm.
they come into the room.
It was a while. I was hoping that the waters would clear themselves, as nature tends to do. Nature heals itself, but it only seemed to get worse. And with a heavy heart, I admit, we lost a few of the townsfolk to illness. And it was at that time that I sent a few of my own. They did not return. And when we had the Routies show up, sent them. And it seems to be a problem that still ails us.
The ones you sent, I would assume you know them. Could you tell us about them?
There was...
And she will describe several soldiers of various ages and races.
Nothing too distinct about them.
Not really.
Yeah, there's not really anything distinct about most people in Daggerford. They're your most common races and everything like that. The few...
But enough of a name and a description that if I wanted to locate person or object, I could?
Yes. At least for...
Not object, because there's, I mean... Because it's like, I want to locate the sword that the city guard carry. It's hard to... There's no distinctive band between each of those swords because they're just so similar, but enough to locate creature.
The reason I ask about locate object is because once someone is dead, they become an object.
Oh, okay, I got it. Using in that point, sure.
Yeah.
I'll give that.
Yeah, there's like 2 or 3 that she recalls enough detail that you can pinpoint.
Nice.
Okay.
I have a question out of play.
Mm-hmm.
Geographically, the river upstream, is that heading in the either A, the way we are going, or B, the way that we were attacked by vampires?
I was
100% the way you were going.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. And you were attacked further north. The river runs
like
east.
Yeah.
Why
I'm
did you
looking
lie
at a
to
map.
us? Sorry.
You're
Why
good.
did you lie to us?
I'm sure you have seen how the town views me, and I do not want to taint that image. I do everything for my people, and keeping them unified as one voice, one town, one people is how we stay strong.
All right.
So forgive me if I did not want to air these grievances in front of them.
Knowing the dangerous cost of what we're experiencing and the fact that you did not want to air these grievances in front of anyone, I would at least think, seeing as we've already lost an adventuring party, that you could spare at least half up front.
You'll have to give me your word that you will not change direction and you will go to do this task.
I think we're all in agreement to do that, yes.
I'll give you my word.
We were heading that way anyway.
Although we're heading that way anyway, are you okay with us just like sending you ascending instead of coming all the way back if we fix things?
How would they pay us the other half?
Well, we'll
Exactly.
be going back on the way back. We might just be, if we're going to go
How
that
about
far.
this? If you give me your word, and I will pay you all up front, and you can send that sending.
I think it would be pretty obvious when the water is drinkable again.
Yeah, but knowing in advance could help.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's fair.
I think that's fair as well.
Yeah.
Any objections?
I think this is very kind of you. Thank you.
And she writes something and then takes out a stick of wax, lights it, pours it over the piece of paper, takes a signet ring, pushes it into the wax to seal it, give this to the bank. It's run by the Anteos family. And you will have your 600 gold.
Is there anything else you can tell us about what was found? Like, I'm sure you've had people examining the water, testing the water, stuff like that.
You have mages that are able to identify any spell work that has been, or like curses that have been placed on the water, correct?
We once had a mage that ran these towns. His tower can be seen on the north wall. But we haven't heard of Delphin in over a century.
Was he an elf?
I was not alive when he was here.
Fair point. I just... this is the only reason I could have thought to expect to hear from him after a century. Can I roll a history check on Delphin?
100%.
Like to as well.
I swear to God, if that's a 1. Okay,
Oh, what a journey.
yeah. 14.
12.
Yeah, it's just, you know that was a great wizard from Daggerford. That's about all you know is just the name.
It is around 1370 DR.
Yeah. But
I was...
much more.
I'll give you this. He was human.
I was 140 years old.
was human.
A human.
But-
When she said it, did she sound like she was expecting maybe to hear from him again?
Like we haven't had there hasn't been a wizard or a mage in Daggerford
Around these parts in over 100 years.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
unless it was a passing adventure or anything like that, but not a residential mage.
Yeah, and from what you gather from being in Daggerford,
Mhm.
Daggerford is about as mundane as it gets. There's like 3 temples, and that's like barely it. Like their militia is farmers. Like they're not water deep. So
I mean, they're trained farmers and they fight well together, but
but they're still farmers.
I think we can probably leave tomorrow. Does that work for everyone?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you tell us about the terrain going up that way? Is there any kind of road, path? And you just gotta follow the...
Bandits, vampires.
Like, is it horses or walking?
I wish I could tell you where it was, but the further you make your way up the river, you will pass through some hills. I believe there was an old dwarven keep. There was an old elven keep. There's a fork in the river about 5 miles ahead, so you might have to, if it goes beyond that, you might have to see which direction it goes.
I could spend the rest of today analyzing the water so I can get some sort of grasp on what's happening here.
No offense, but what a day waiting is a day that my people don't have water.
Well, this is a good point. We could just go ahead and go. We're going to be heading that direction anyway. We have the whole day ahead of us. If we left tonight, we could go straight there.
I don't want to be moving at night outside of the town. I don't mind leaving right away, but then I'm not gonna be able to leave water or too much. But also, if we try to leave right away, I can fly. My friends might need horses.
I've got one.
My friends, those 4 might need horses.
Somewhere in town we could buy horses.
Yeah.
Our horses are bred for tilling. Strong breeds that
Draft
are typically
horses.
slower. And they are owned by the farmers.
Well, we will be walking.
Seems to be that way.
We'll make the most of it.
If you find a farmer willing to sell their horse to you, then I'm going to have to advise against that, because that would be taking from them in the way that they provide for the city.
I think we'll be okay.
Okay.
Does anyone else have any more questions then?
Well, do we want to leave right away, or do we want to wait till tomorrow? Like, is there?
What time is it now?
First thing in the morning.
I say we
Been
just
awake
go
for
now.
maybe an hour.
Yeah.
If we go now, like, we would make it before it was like night, right?
Yeah.
At least to the
Eventually.
fork.
I'm fine with leaving.
I don't think we'll make it to the fork before nightfall. Seisha
Only
pulls
5
out
hours.
a map
5 miles away.
and spreads it out. Oh, that's
It's
fine.
only 5 miles.
Mountain
5
between
miles.
us
Yeah.
and the-
So
I think we
just,
make it before it got dark.
just so you know, Goblin,
yeah.
there's a closer, like zoomed in map that you do not have in possession. And
Okay.
there's a fork that is closer than the fork that you are looking at.
Okay.
Yes. Because you're looking at the unicorn and the Dellenbeer
Yeah.
fork.
Yeah.
And
Finley, do you have that spell prepared? That's the tiny hut.
No, yes, I always have it prepared.
Oh, perfect. Okay, then yeah. I mean, I don't care if we sleep outside.
Right. Well, then it has been an honor staying here in your city, Duchess. Thank you very much for your hospitality, and we'll take care of this for you.
It's
Oh.
been a great time.
That reminds me, that was the one thing we were gonna try to do today, and I guess we can just ask you. Do you know of anyone who had some weird nightmares last night, especially after that whole attack that happened?
Maybe less nightmares, more something you want to come to fruition, but very vivid.
I personally did not have any such dream.
I'll glance on over at the two guards, like,
They kind of shrug. They don't say anything.
okay, all right, good to know. Thanks. I guess I was just really bothered by what happened yesterday. So
It was quite disturbing, but this is why we have such a harsh rule against this substance.
It's a good rule. It ruins lives.
all right, well, if you hear me or Seisha or Finley in your head in the next couple of days, that's us. Yeah.
Well, we'll go hit the bank and then we'll head out of town, I guess.
If you would like to go to the bank, I actually want to stop and make sure I grab a sample of the water from downstream. And then as we're traveling, I want
Why
to
don't
gather.
we all go together?
Kinda don't want to go to the bank specifically.
And as she leaves, she looks towards the two guards and says to them, I'll say Orkira, Vinley, and Seisha here. Now, let's go visit Ileana.
And that is where we're going to end tonight's episode.
I'm sorry, who?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, who?
Mother.
Well, are we really surprised by that? Because didn't you hear that?
I thought Mother had a different name than Ileana.
Never been said.
Yeah.
I thought Ileana was like OG mother.
So, anyways, if you have not entered #Beyond or #Eldritch, do so now. We will be drawing winners any moment. Thank you all so much for sticking with us and tuning in tonight. It was
fun.
a fun episode.
Man, Catman.
Catman.
Oh my god. What's
Catman
amazing,
is
what's even better is if you go all the way back to our original Extra Life. No. Did you play it? Yeah, you played
It was the
No,
original.
I played a Catman.
Played
Yeah.
Catman.
played a Catman, which was the other character Logan may have played, and so that's so funny.
Originally, Adventure Cat, which was his nickname, was going to be my character for this campaign.
Get out of town.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I
he was
love
just
it.
going to be
Hilarious.
Cat. Cat wanted to go on an adventure.
Yeah,
He's the cat man. Skibidi-bidi-bidi-dop,
we're very cat-centered.
dip-dip-dip-dop.
All right, we have winners. Winners of the Eldritch Foundry miniature is Ember Pyrozen.
Oh.
Congratulations, and
Love a good pyrozone.
Woo, okay. I'm sorry if I butcher this. I'm typically pretty good, but it's long. Congratulations to Hustle Puzzle Hustlepuss Elder Besudet is what I'm going to go with for the D&D Beyond Players Bundle.
Be on the lookout for that. I'm going to send that to you via Twitch Whisper. So please make sure I can message you via Twitch in order to send you your prizes. Thank you all so much for being here with us today. And as always, be excellent to each other.
Happy Pride. May you always roll with advantage.
Good night, everybody.